got it. Get by for Titanfall.
Alright guys, intro's playing.
AI offline. Pilot mode engaged.
What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm GKB, the governor, and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast Tuesday nights, The Console Corner. Tonight is another awesome episode. We have a ton to talk about tonight. On last week's episode, we talked about Marvel vs. Capcom, PSX, and the Video Game Awards. Make sure you check that out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Sea of Thieves, Dead Rising 4 impressions, and a ton more. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm like all over the place right now. My brain's bananas. I definitely can't wait to see what the panel thinks about these topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following everyone so you can stay up to date with what we're doing. If you could hit that like button, we really appreciate it. Hope you all are jamming out to my awesome shades. They're pretty cool.
Nerd.
Think about this. I wear
My sunglasses. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Alright, but first let's introduce our great panel of epic gamers for this week's show, starting off with Lady Foxfire.
Oh, what? I'm first? Oh, shit. Watch out, people. I'm about to sing some, like, Spice Girls again or something.
That was crazy on Twitter.
I know.
She
did sing?
sang it on Ladies' Night yesterday.
Oh, did she?
Yep. I got some compliments about my voice, but you know, whatever.
Nice.
What's up, everybody in the chat?
Cool. Next up we have Mike. He's joining us again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm happy to be back for a second week, and I hope we have a great couple hours of gaming discussion here.
Awesome.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah. Also, another one joining us again. You probably have noticed him from the Console Corner tryouts, I guess. And that's Phantom. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Glad to be back on here. See, I'm not used to this anymore. I'm already fumbling up my words.
That's
Been too long.
And
Gotta get back into the groove.
also, another one, if you missed him last week, he's back. Mr. Noof Nukem.
Oh yeah, I am back in the house, and it is good to be back in the console corner. I'm ready to rock this show. I'm sure we got some great topics for y'all tonight. So sit back, relax, drink your tea, and get ready for a great show.
Nice. All right.
Who got that tea?
I think I'm the only one drinking tea.
I think you are probably.
Yeah.
You drinking that tea. And speaking of tea, we got Xshewulf, the first lady of Xbox, drinking that tea. What's going on?
Hey everybody, just here to talk games, as always.
Cool. Everyone in the chat, Twitter, get us those questions so we can answer them at the end of the show like we always do. We really appreciate it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into clip of the week. Like we do every week, we try and show off some of your awesome gaming moments. Just a small way we try to give back to the community. And this week's winner is Iceman with his crazy kills in Gears of War. So let's go check that out.
Oh, man, you said Iceman? I'm not even surprised right now. Oh, they tag team.
We're done.
They're against each other, actually.
I'll take those.
Oh. Chainsaw work. Chainsaw work.
So congratulations to Iceman. It was pretty awesome. Looked really cool. So yeah, definitely give those guys a shout out. Alright, so let's go get into a topic that I always love talking about. And that is, what games have we been playing this week?
What? We don't play no games.
Honestly, lately I haven't been playing any freaking games. I've been too busy doing everything else lately.
Hard worker. Get out of here, dude.
I know, overachiever, what can I say? Alright, so go ahead and start with Phantom. What you been playing, bro?
Oh, man. I got suckered into getting Skyrim Special Edition again, so they got me 3 times with that one.
Man.
Damn, got him.
Yeah,
Dude, I feel you there. I put too many hours into the special edition already. It's ridiculous.
right. Then I picked a GTA 5, like dirt cheap. Came with shark cards and everything, so been running around doing that. And of course, Titanfall 2's got me hooked, so that's where I'm at right now.
Nice. What about you, Mike? What you been playing, man?
I've been playing a little bit Skyrim Special Edition, just like last week. I swear I can't put that game down. Over the weekend, I got into a couple hours of Battlefield 1, a little later than the community game night with a buddy of mine, which that was a blast. I love that game. And other than that, I just picked up Dead Rising 4 last night. Haven't put too much time into it, but what I have played, I really, really like. So everybody, that's a perfect holiday game.
Absolutely. For sure. What about you, Noof? What you been playing, man?
I've been trying to finish off the campaign in Titanfall 2, to be quite honest with you, and I was playing some Battlefield, well, until everybody stopped and went, "Hey, is everybody still in the game?"
Look at you, Mooch. Did Mooch just walk in here?
But that's about it, actually. No, I love Battlefield. It's fun. I suck at it, but it's all good. Now, trying to finish off the campaign and that, and my next task is to try to get State of Decay started, actually. And
that's a good game.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
Nice.
I bought it like 3 months ago, and I haven't even played it yet.
You definitely gotta try that, man. It's really good. All right, what about you, Fox? What you been playing?
I don't play no games. What are you talking about?
Oh, stop it. Well, you play games. I know that.
Well, for sure, I played, what's it called? Forza recently, so I was getting into the racing game and all that.
Nice.
And, of course, Battlefield 1 and Gears of War 4 on game night. Saturday was probably the most I played, and obviously I played here and there with different games, but I allowed a Battlefield 1 with everybody, which was fun, and I was looking for She-Wolf, and I couldn't find her, because goddamn, the maps are huge.
Then you got
And,
put on my team, so you couldn't kill me.
Yeah, and then they switched me. They were like, "No, you're friends now," and I'm like, "Ah." But yeah, it's all good. I'm okay with that. And yeah, in Gears we had fun, and I had to kill Mooch a couple times because he was making fun of Battlefield too much.
Nice.
But besides that, today we played Resident Evil the demo, and yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk more about that later.
Nice. What about you, She-Wolf? What you been playing?
Dead Rising 4. Played, obviously, the Resident Evil 7 demo with Fox today. I thought I was playing something else, but I don't remember now. I don't know. I guess that's the gist of it right now. I know I was playing something else, but I don't remember. What
That war something? Warhammer,
oh,
war
Warhammer.
something? Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
The Vermintide.
Yeah, I was playing Warhammer. I was playing a lot of that, trying to get the gist of it. So.
Nice.
Yep.
So I've been playing Battlefield 1 Community Game Time, played some Dead Rising 4. I haven't played as much as I wanted to. I played about like 4 hours, 5 hours of it now.
Oh yeah, I guess Battlefield 1 too, huh? I killed Noof, like, amazingly.
Oh.
It was amazingly.
How can
I
you
killed
forget
him.
that?
I was hanging around when we were playing that. I was like, with either him or Remix, I was always like
Oh, I killed him good.
running with those guys.
Oh, you and Remix were being very tactical. It was annoying me.
I think I'm the only person you killed. You walked up and killed me. You're like, "Huh, I killed you." And you're like, "I think it's the only person I've killed." And I'm like, "You're probably right."
I killed more people than that. Jeez, give me credit. But you were like the main person I killed.
Yeah, I think she even recorded it.
I did record it because
Oh, my
he
ass, I'm
was
unaware.
trying to shoot me. He was like shooting me nonstop, and he missed somehow.
Just take it closer to the mic. You're soft.
What?
They said you ain't talking loud enough.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. But now I lost my train of thought. Okay.
What
So
can I say?
he was
I wear
shooting.
glasses
Hold on,
that
no.
are
He was
shooting.
shooting me, and he kept missing me. So I turned around and I like went into the house, and I walked up beside him while he was still trying to find me out the window, and then I just stabbed him in the stomach.
Heck yeah.
You had some antique fucking metal helmet shit on. I don't know what the hell.
No.
Some anti fucking metal helmet shit on.
That
Nice.
antique though.
I finished off with Resident Evil 7, and we're gonna talk about that later, so I won't spoil any of that. But so yeah, you ready for the news, She-Wolf?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's do it. All right, take it away, She-Wolf.
Alright, so according to inside sources, the Nintendo Switch will feature a virtual console that also allows access to GameCube titles, something not yet achieved by the Wii or the Wii U. What's everyone's thoughts on this?
I think it's freaking awesome. absolutely.
Oh man, he
freaking
done
awesome.
stole my word.
Well, I think one of my favorite consoles on the Nintendo's is the the GameCube and stuff. I played a lot of Resident Evil on there when they did all those remasters. I think it's fantastic. That's the right direction they need to go in. Hopefully they're doing more of what the PS4 and Xbox are doing, where they're going to be like forward compatible with their new systems if the Switch does well. So that's what I'm hoping for.
You mentioned that forward compatibility there, GKB. Did y'all hear about the upgrade fee that they're going to be charging for owners of Virtual Console games if they want to port them over to their Switch?
Yeah, I did. That's kind of a bummer. Not a good.
That doesn't jive well with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the actual thing, the feature, it's cool, and I'm glad that they're bringing back, and they're mentioning GameCube because for some reason people forgot that even existed.
How do you
so
forget
in a
that?
way, I don't know. Some people be forgetting. But I'm glad that they're bringing that back, and there are more people talking about GameCube and how awesome it was, and how many great games it had, and it was like under the radar because obviously that's around the time Xbox came out, and obviously PlayStation. But yeah, the whole fee, you have to pay extra, all the other stuff, it just sucks, and I wish it was kind of like how Xbox is doing it now with the whole 360 on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're trying to do the forward compatibility that you're seeing with Xbox, and hopefully maybe with PlayStation with their next iteration. Hopefully games will carry over onto that. But yeah, that fee, it's forward compatibility at a price.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't agree with the whole charging for anything that you already own. That's kind of a bummer thing to do for sure.
I mean, does that mean they're going to mark up the price of the game so that for new people that want to buy it that haven't bought it before, is it going to be cheaper for me if I own a game on Virtual Console on the Wii U and I want to upgrade that to the Switch version? Is it cheaper for me to upgrade, or is it cheaper for me to just have bought the game flat out on the Switch?
But now,
That's
is
a good
this
question.
going to be the same thing as what PSN has? Where you have to pay for their service to play their old games? So isn't it technically the same thing we're already seeing? Really the Xbox is the only one who took it to the next level to actually give us all of this for free instead of making us pay for our backwards compat games?
Well, I think that's the question right now is even if say they do GameCube backwards compat on the Switch, there's no disc drive at all. So how's that going to work? Are we gonna have to
It's got to be software driven.
Yeah,
they would have to turn digital.
How would they know that you own the GameCube game without you? You'd have to go buy it or something. So they're probably gonna be a charge of some sort.
Yeah, they don't know. That's the thing. They don't know, and they're not compatible.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny that Nintendo's made the same mistakes that Xbox has already made and PlayStation's made in the past with kind of dropping everybody off with their new console and saying, well, you want to get in the next gen, you're not going to have anything.
But what's that saying to their fan base? I mean, that's telling all the Nintendo fans that really bought into that Virtual Console and, let's say, bought Super Mario Brothers 3 when they had it. I don't know, did the Wii have a Virtual Console? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
But maybe they bought it on their 3DS or something like that.
Right.
And now they own this game, but if you want to play it on your Switch, that's another $2. Cell phones don't do that. I have every app that I've ever had on a cell phone, so why do I have to pay an upgrade fee for the Switch? I don't get it.
Because it's Nintendo, and Nintendo is even worse than Sony when it comes to being a bunch of arrogant a-holes, because the whole Nintendo Classic is just prime example of their shitty way to market to their fans. They prey on us because we love them so much, and then they keep slapping us in the face. It's like that line from The Walking Dead this past week when Negan looked at fucking Rick and said, "Hey, I just stuck my dick in your mouth and you thanked me for it." It's the same shit.
Oh, spoilers!
That totally did happen on that show for sure.
Yeah, totally. Spoilers right there.
That is what's going on though. It's terrible. It just.
Well, that's what we say too. Is Nintendo beats at their own drum. They could care less what anybody says or anything like that. They're just gonna do what they're gonna do.
And that's
Nintendo can give off the money from Pokemon alone, man.
Yeah. Everybody saying you look different today.
How do I look different? I don't understand how I look different.
Oh. What's up, Alan, Sagebot, Bam, everybody in the chat?
She says she looked
What's up, Remix?
real fancy. She looked fancy.
But I don't look fancy, though. That's
What's
the
up,
funny
HP?
part.
What's up, Daz?
She's got her infamous beanie on her head tonight.
Heck, and
Wait,
I'm
we're doing
wearing
shout-outs? Oh shit! Shout out to my toilet.
Yeah, my toilet.
Actually, if I'm gonna shout out someone, I'm gonna say, hey, Luca, because
Luca's in there?
Yeah, I saw Luca in
I
there.
didn't see Luca in there.
Hi. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, the whole Nintendo thing. I like how they used to do it back then, where they used to actually give you back compat. Where you could play your last gen on the current gen or vice versa. But now they don't have that, so it's sad for the true fans, especially everybody that knows Nintendo always keeps their prices up, and if they want to go buy an older console with old games, it's still gonna cost a pretty penny, you know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alrighty, so
Nintendo, fix your shit. As
Just
Snoop
before
Dogg
we
would say.
move on, true story.
if
I went
it's
to
another
school
dick
one day-
comment, we're moving on. I'm just saying it now.
And we're done.
Hey, in all fairness, that was from the show. But anyway,
That's
last one, true story. Went to school one day, went to go eat my lunch, got all disappointed, and I had to phone home and say, "Hey, Mom, what are you doing? You packed my freaking GameCube instead of my lunchbox."
But no.
Wow. Alright, so on that bombshell.
Noof's on it today.
See, there's Luca.
What's up, Luca?
Okay, anyways, so on that bombshell, let's go and say everyone knows the name Duke.
Like Duke Nukem?
Could be Duke Nukem.
Oh.
Well, Duke may soon make it into the hands of current gen Xbox One owners. And of course, I am not talking about Duke Nukem. I am talking about
You set
the
me up for that.
controller. Or at least the current version of it, tested by the original Xbox, Samuel Blackley?
Yeah, Seamus Beckley.
Yes, sorry. There goes that like Canadian tongue-tied thing. He tweeted himself though, saying, "As promised, I am doing actual work to see if we can release the new Duke. Please stay tuned for the physical pictures." So,
No.
I think it's awesome.
I was gonna say, is everyone excited for
Hell,
this? Because
yes.
you hear a lot of people who talk about that they want this controller. There are some saying no, that they don't want it because it wasn't actually that good. But there's that other side, of course, like GKB and a lot of people I believe on this panel that all say that this controller is one of the best and they would love to see it come to the Xbox.
All the Dukes in the chat. That's awesome.
Can I?
Good. Go ahead, Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Let me jump in because I feel both ways.
Oh.
Now, I didn't like the controller at all. I thought it was too big.
Now you
and
just hurt me. You just hurt me.
yeah, right in your gut. I don't know. But yeah, like when I used to play with my brother against each other, whatever, fighting games, whatever. He always gave me the smaller control because I would bitch so much about the Duke, and he had to use it. And in a way, he didn't even like it that much himself, but he obviously that was his first control on there, so he accepted it. Now, even though I don't like it, it doesn't mean I don't want it to come back. I still want it to come back for those people that really liked it, and I think it would be really, really cool and nostalgic. You know,
Yeah.
and that little piece of the first Xbox on the Xbox One, you know. So I think that would be pretty cool, even if I don't get it.
Well, what if
It
it's
would
like
be
like I said this on the Shop podcast, I think, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna be the traditional Duke in a sense. Like,
Right.
I don't think they're gonna take the skin and just like put Xbox innards in it or Xbox One innards in it. I think it's just gonna be a reimagining for the Xbox One. Now,
Right.
if
They
it
need
was
to,
that
like-
huge ass controller, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
I could see it be
I think that's cool.
I could see it be the big controller, but like with
You think so?
Bluetooth.
With
Bluetooth. All the
I
way.
think it'll be a bigger control. I think it'll be a bigger version of the one we already got. Really, I think basically what it'll be.
I think if they try to take the Xbox One controller that we have right now and they give it the aesthetic of the Duke, then that'll work. But yeah, if they make it the same size, I mean, I got to side with Fox on this one. That controller was just a bit too big. You know, the
Isn't
Xbox
that
360
what made
controller
it
was
what
great.
It was? Isn't the bit like the
Well, I
size
think the thing
of
is-
it?
I think
I
the thing of it was
Wow.
I don't know. I think it was
It's
a
the
good
motion of the ocean.
controller, but I think for a lot of people it was just too big, and I think that's where all this came from. It's more of like a weird nostalgia thing, honestly. It's
That's
weird.
true.
So
Anyone
I
else?
hope if they do this, they don't bring back the black and white buttons.
Yeah, that's,
Exactly. That's what threw me off about that controller.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Like, I don't have enough thumbs.
Right?
That controller is so big. The last time I used it, I had to put on thumb extensions.
For real.
Exactly.
For real.
Well, everyone could always.
I'm excited about it though.
Well,
I'm super stoked about it. I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be a reimagining. I think it's gonna be slightly larger, but I think it's. I don't know. It's just gonna pay homage, but not really be.
Look like it, but like be the original Xbox controller. Just look like the Duke.
I don't know, because like the thing about it is like if they do like a traditional Duke controller, like the way the games are now with precise, especially with shooters, like I don't see you're gonna be able to like be competitive with that in any kind of shooter in any sense of the imagination if it's like this large and you have to reach with your thumbs and all that kind of stuff. I don't foresee that, so that's why I think it's gonna be a reimagining of the Duke controller with today's, because it still has to function.
Yeah.
Like what's the point of the controller if it's not gonna function, right?
If they keep it exactly the same, like up against somebody who's got an Elite, you're just not going to stand a chance. And if they do that, then yeah, it'll be cool to have and play with it for a couple of days, but then it's just going to go in a shadow box or something and sit there as something to look at and be nostalgic about.
Well, that's where mine's going anyway. It's going in a shadow box on the wall, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
I remember you saying that. That's
I'm a
why I put
nerd.
that in there.
yeah.
At the end of the day, all of us white folks will end up having something large and black in our hand.
Yoo-hoo.
Anyways, okay.
No
so,
chills. No chills.
No chills.
Anyways,
I
so
didn't say anything.
yeah, no, moving on. A lot have asked for space combat games. We hear a lot of people saying how they want space. The space is like the next, the next new thing. Well, looks like they have been listening. For one simulator called CDF Starfighter has now been confirmed for Project Scorpio with VR compatibility.
I think that's the interesting point on that too, is like another developer saying like VR support on the Scorpio, where Microsoft's kind of like, yeah, kinda, maybe, we don't really know at this point.
What would be the VR, what would be the VR that's included with it though?
That's the question, and I think that's the interesting part too, because AMD's today on their show on Ryzen, they showed the Xbox Scorpio up on there with this graphic, and it says like 4K and VR support right underneath it, right on the Scorpio thing.
Damn.
So there you go again. That's even more proof that VR is coming to Scorpio and Xbox and all that kind of stuff. But I think I'm not a big fan of that. But what I am interested in is what Phil was saying before that we talked about, and that was like his meld of AR and VR, where if I don't want to play VR, I could still do AR support, and I could see them maybe doing something like that. That would be kind of cool. I'd be interested in that for sure.
Best of both.
Yeah, best of
Now,
both.
what I think is even better about this news that it's going to be supporting VR is just that we're hearing that developers are already supporting the Scorpio. This is something that I feel like with a lot of the PS Pro titles where we're seeing that it doesn't quite perform as well in Pro mode versus the base mode and things like that. I feel that developers didn't have enough hands-on time with that hardware. Mm-hmm. And here we're seeing developers saying we're supporting this, we're getting ready for it. That gives me a lot of faith that they've already got some development kits out, that developers are on board, and that this is going to be a much more, I guess what I'd say, not to hamper the PS4 Pro, but this is going to be a more successful launch from a software perspective.
Yeah, especially that they have time with it compared to what seems like it was so quick for the PlayStation to be announced and released. There was no time.
That's what Phil Spencer was saying back when the whole VR craze started happening, that we're not going to jump into it. We're going to take our time.
Exactly.
We're going to get this right. I mean, even the Windows, what was that? Last week or the week before, they were talking about the Oculus and cheaper VR headsets coming to the Windows 10 and stuff like that. So they're embracing it. They're just not, that's not their main goal. And I mean, it's amazing to see all these outside developers jumping on the VR because they know something we don't know quite yet about Project Scorpio. And obviously they like what they can do with it. So that's a positive right there in itself too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but when it comes to this game, I think I saw it running on the Vive. I think I saw some videos about it and stuff. It looks pretty cool. It looks fun. It looks like something like, what's it? Elite Dangerous or something like that?
It looks a lot like Elite Dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. So it would be really fun for someone to feel immersed in a cockpit like that.
Now
when you're in
the
space
question
and
is,
stuff
are
like
they
that.
going to put it in is the Xbox Scorpio going to actually have the preview, like the game previews? And if so, would this be one of those kind of games that go into that? Or would it actually be a full release?
I think that's up to the developer, but
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why the Scorpio wouldn't have game preview like the Xbox One does.
Yeah, I think it'll have preview
Yeah.
as well.
It would make sense.
Yeah, why
It's
not?
very-
Especially
it's
if they want
successful.
feedback.
Yeah. It's
You know,
like
that's what-
Steam Early Access. I mean, it's to help like development and all that kind of stuff. So
Back in the 360 era, like all of the games had demos, like all of the indie
Yep.
stuff, everything. I don't like that now. You can't play half of it. Like I don't want to dip like $15 and $20 on a game that I can't even try out. You know?
yeah, I'm with you there, man. I think more games
Yep.
need to have demos, but at the same point, like we've seen, demos and tech tests and all that kind of stuff hurt games as well. So I don't know. I'm with you though. I'd much rather be able to try out the game before I purchase it. Because if I like it, then I'm definitely going to purchase it. But if I'm on the fence, I might even wait, rent it or, wait for a sale or something. Like, who knows?
Oh,
Yeah, I agree with you. I think betas do that more than anything else, but demos are actually the finished part of a game.
Right.
So I like demos and I like trials more than I do betas. Betas, it can really fuck something up.
Yep,
And we've seen it happen, so yeah.
absolutely.
Sorry, hold on.
what happens is betas, so a lot of the time
Chat.
for multiplayer stuff, a lot of it's just to really fix their servers more than anything. Like it's just to make sure that they have a competent server running.
That seems to be like I don't know. They've been doing this for like years and years and years now, and they still can't get a launch right. It seems like with anything that has to do with servers. I don't understand it.
Alright, so moving on. We talked about the we talked about the Scorpio, and we also made somewhat of a mention of the Nintendo Switch. But has anyone ever wondered what kind of games are going to be running on the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Well, reports have surfaced that the company that has built Dark Souls 3 will be...
Yeah, From Software.
What?
From Software, yeah.
Yeah, From Software will be running on the Switch.
Or it's currently running on the Switch, I think is what it was. There's reports that say it's
So-
already running. Good. Good, Fox.
Oh, I was gonna say, so Dark Souls 3 on the Switch? That's what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking...
There's
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's
It's awesome for the
reports
Switch that
it's
they're getting
running
that
on the
third-party
Switch.
support.
Exactly. I think that's the big thing right there is the third-party support for
see-
sure.
Now, my question is, they're saying it's already running on the Switch. Does that mean that they're developing it for the Switch, or that they're just trying to test out their engine on the Switch? I
Well-
mean, either way, it's good news for Nintendo fans.
From exactly
Right.
what I read, it's said the company has a build of Dark Souls 3 running
Running.
on the Switch. So it's
And
not
they're happy
the
with the
actual-
performance
yes.
and like what they've done so far.
Yeah, but it's not the actual game. So I get
So it doesn't answer the question whether the game's releasing for the Switch or not.
it sounds
I
like
would
they're
say
testing
if-
it, but if it's successful, I would think they would release
Well,
it.
that's
then.
that's my point. If they're gonna waste time and money to like test it, I think they would only do that in the sense that they were gonna actually release some kind of version
that
on
would be my
the
concept.
Switch.
Yeah, I think that would be great, especially since like Dark Souls, while it's more of a single-player experience, it has multiplayer elements throughout the single-player gameplay. So does that give some credence to the Switch having maybe some more robust online capabilities than what we've seen in previous Nintendo consoles?
That's
One,
interesting.
yeah, one would
could
hope, yes.
Well, I think I say that with every single Nintendo release,
Yeah.
but I don't really see anything better coming out for their online capabilities.
Right. But when it comes to the game itself, I think it's awesome if they add it to that library, especially if we're hearing the same thing about Skyrim. Now, whether they're running those things just to test out their software for a future game, then that's cool too. But if they're leaning towards an older audience, like how it seems like, then yeah, Dark Souls 3 would be perfect. Obviously, Skyrim as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean, both
yeah.
of those games are like more mature Zelda-esque type
Exactly,
games. So
exactly.
I think that's perfect for the Nintendo audience that's grown up with Nintendo. Now maybe Nintendo is finally starting to grow up with us, which I know Mooch is always saying they left us behind.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
You
with
know
that
what
too.
worries me though is a lot of people have been wondering what they're doing with their whole online atmosphere, like whether we're gonna have something of a sort of like PSN or Xbox Live. But with the games that they've been saying that have been rumored of being tested on it, they're all single player games.
Yeah.
So they're not
That's a good point.
multiplayer focused, which kind
I
of
think-
worries me a little bit. Just because I would like to see Nintendo go in the direction of actually getting a proper online service.
Right.
Yeah, for the Call of Duties and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
How about a Metroid Prime with actual multiplayer in it?
That would be awesome.
I would love that for sure. Absolutely. I'd be on that.
I think if they want Splatoon to be successful to the point where they're like esports and stuff like that, I mean, people would love to play that stuff online.
Yeah,
and have a party and stuff like
It's
that.
really hard to say though, because from the Switch reveal, all that they showed was local multiplayer, which the Switch itself kind of lends itself to that being mobile.
Yep.
It's hard to find public Wi-Fi if you're taking the Switch out on the go and you want to play Dark Souls 3, but you can't log into their servers because you don't have any online connection.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah. Absolutely.
But when you're home, I would, lean more towards online playing with my friends. You know what I mean? Because you're home and you're relaxing. Obviously, when you're out, single player would be just fine.
Right, but a game like Dark Souls, I mean, the online is such an integral part. Like the messages that you leave for other players, saying like, "Hey, there's going to be an enemy up on the left ahead. Be on the lookout for that," or "Hey, there's an item to the right here that you might miss." I mean, all that stuff gets disabled if you can't log into their servers.
Right.
So that's.
So you're on your own.
Right. I mean, in that, I love Dark Souls, but to be out there without any messages, I mean, that's a scary aspect.
Yeah. Being like, "Oh, you're gonna die." Oh, thanks, buddy.
Well,
It's a game that I will not buy for the Nintendo Switch. It'll be Dark Souls because you'll see that tablet thing flying across the room like a freaking.
Oh, that's a great point.
I would. Oh my god, that game drives me crazy. I would throw it. I'd be like, screw this, and I'd just check it. I'd be like, no.
I'd be making all kinds of profanities out in the open, like in public and stuff if I had the
Oh
Switch.
man, you're like, roll, motherfucker, roll!
Yeah, it would not be fun.
Everybody's thinking you're freaking crazy because you're staring at the screen just swearing away.
Just screaming at it. You stupid Switch!
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so funny.
Chicken says he's gonna buy Switch day one. Lucas says if Dark Souls on the Switch, she's getting it. So that's cool. What's up, crap? How's it going? Metroid Prime with multiplayer could be Nintendo's Halo. Not even close, bro. Halo is just Halo, man.
Shut down.
Speaking
I
I love
think
crap.
Nintendo needs to work on their network though, for sure. I mean, they have like the worst network out of anybody. That's one thing they need to work on. I mean, Dark Souls 3 coming out for the Switch, it sounds great for the Nintendo players, but I'm more interested on what these AAA developers are bringing for the future of the Switch, not some game that's already been out for everybody else.
Right, the ports or whatever. Yeah.
They're just porting it to the new
Right.
system with Nintendo. It's like, okay, Skyrim, I mean, that's been out for
It's
years.
already out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Well,
you
the
gotta
original
look at it
Skyrim's
this
been
way,
out for
though.
years, and we just got the special edition. By the time Switch launches, it's already, 4 months past due.
But if it's giving, if the Switch doesn't have a variety of games to release with in the first place, having these third-party games is still beneficial to the Switch.
Yeah, but to that
release.
point though, like, I don't think there's any games gonna be launching with it, but I'm getting it day one.
You're just weird.
He's just gonna stare at the box and
Yeah.
the screen.
he
I just want to carry
don't
the
know.
tablet around.
Honestly,
okay?
I would, because the controller looks like a puppy head. Has anyone sat and looked at it? It actually looks like 2 ears and then 2 weird. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
God,
okay.
it's
I'm
It's
excited
like a
'cause
dog's face.
I can't. Not this one, girl. Nope.
Do I seriously? Do I have to? I'm going to send you. Someone actually made the. Like, I had seen it, but then somebody actually made a stuffy, and it's like the Switch puppy. And it's actually like
A Switch puppy.
it's a Switch puppy. Someone actually made like a friggin'
Interesting.
plushy doll. It looks cool. I'll have to tweet everybody on it.
Cool.
Alright, so speaking of Halo though, Halo 2 narrator director Kevin Grace recently gave an interview to
Skip it.
No, it's like
Yeah. Stevenar?
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 I knew I was gonna screw that up, so don't mind me, people. I can't talk or shit.
That Canadian tongue again.
Yep.
It's like weird words. Like, who comes up with these names?
Dang. Just putting that dude down. He's like,
anyway,
fix your name, bro.
Yes, fix your name so I can say it. It'd be great. So, Stevenar, and in that he said, Al Ramsey is going to play a major...
AI ramp.
Oh, AI? Oh, I have like... My bad, I have like something else.
Yeah, AI Ramsey is going to play a big role in Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
What does everybody think about it? Go.
I should not write things.
What I want to know about this
I'm horrible
is,
at it.
it makes me wonder, where is Halo Wars 2 going to fall into the overall Halo lore timeline? Because rampancy has been a big thing since Halo 4 and now in Halo 5. So does that mean Halo Wars 2 is going to be set somewhere around the current timeline that we're experiencing in the Halo games? Or, rampancy has been a huge thing of all sci-fi when it comes to AI for any movie. When AI becomes self-aware, you've got Terminator. So are they overplaying the rampancy thing with Halo right now? Or are they trying to tie everything together?
If it goes by like GKB's theory of Halo
My
6,
theory's out there.
Then technically it would work because he thinks like they could go back in time. And
Well, I was thinking like when she left with the Chief with the Guardian, I was like, what if she didn't like transport to another galaxy? What if she went back in time? Because all the shit that happened to her and the Chief, like, what if she thinks, like, I can go back in time and rewrite that? Well, that would tie into Atriox and...
she knew something was going to happen and knew that the Chief could save her back then.
Maybe. But the AI rampancy...
somebody's been watching too much of The Flash.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
I love
100%.
Flash.
Right.
But the AI rampancy in Halo Wars 2 is, like, this AI is, like, 28 years... Like, it's been going for 28 years. Like, what kind of... Like, how does it even survive past that? Because, like, at 7 years of age for the AI, that's when they start the rampancy and all that. And then...
Yeah.
So, how is it even surviving at 28 years? I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I'd like to see how it all ties together, though. When I saw the Halo Wars 2, like, whole Atriox thing, I was just like, wow, I'm really digging, like, what they're going to be doing with the story and stuff. I'm like with Mike, like, how is this going to tie in with the Halo universe, or where is it going to fit into? I'm hoping it ties into 6 some way, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested in the story. I don't care for the gameplay of it. So, I mean, I want to know what happens in the game. I don't want to play it myself. But it'll be cool if it's somewhere around 3 and 4, and it links to 6, or,
I'll plead the
5.
Fifth Amendment on this topic because I can't stand RTS games. It stands for retarded turn-based strategy. But, well, I mean,
it's a niche title, man. It's not like,
What about the story?
And it's not turn-based.
It's just like playing those RPGs that are like turn-based, and you got to take your time and take your turn. It's like, nah, never mind. It's not for me. Like, it looks cool. I'll give it that. The graphics and stuff are looking cool, but I could care less for it. And I'll leave it at that. I want to give a shout-out, though, to everybody that's watching the podcast right now. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying it so far. And Alan Roberts, shout-out to you, bro. You've been hanging out with us almost each and every week.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good job. Yeah. Big shout out to
They're
everybody.
mad at you,
We love
Noof.
you guys.
If you're talking smack about Halo, they don't like you no more.
I like the real Halo. Not stinky.
But that is real Halo.
Well, it's not the numbered universe. It's not the main
But it's
story.
still technically...
It's the
all
Halo
Halo
universe,
is
yes.
real Halo. It's still all created
we're just
by,
gonna get
like,
all
the same
semantics now,
people.
are we?
Well, yes.
Halo be canon.
Do we have
Yeah.
to be technical here?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Because
I'm interested in
you
the
could
story,
technically say, like, Locke is not real Halo then, because he just came into the story.
You talk to a lot of Halo fans. They're probably going to say
Well,
that
no,
as
I
well.
don't like Locke either, but that's not the point.
They're like,
That's not
forget
the
that
point.
guy.
The point is Halo is still Halo, regardless of what story they're seeing. It's still all connected in one way or another.
And that's what they've been good with since the beginning, is tying their stories together, no matter if it went to the animation side of the Halo little animation movies that they did, to even Halo Wars, to everything through the series. They've been able to tie it all together, and it seems to work. Even if we don't have that explanation, they have really good writers that coerce together, that bring the whole universe together, and that's what...
Yeah, they have a deep and rich
as
lore
it
as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot to pick from for sure. I hope it ties into 6 somehow.
I would like to play, like, well, was it this Halo Spartan Assault? I actually like those games. I would like to play something where you could jump in your little warthog and go around and shoot people, kind of like
That was the
Japanese.
dumbest game ever.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty cool. I liked it. I'm weird though.
I don't like those style games.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
I enjoyed this part.
That's just me personally. To me personally, it's the worst game ever. But
Okay, fair enough.
It was all right on the phone, but yeah, when I ported it over to Xbox One, it wasn't that great.
all right, so let's jump into our last news topic of the night, though, guys.
Is it though?
It is for tonight. Now, a topic much of us know and have heard so much about, and of course, that's the topic of remasters. Yes, the generation of remasters, people. How great, how sad. But now, Dark Souls 3 director talks
I want this remaster,
franchise legacy, possibly Demon Soul remaster and more.
Yep.
If they did a Demon Soul remaster, I would buy that because it was
See?
not available on the 360. It only came out on the PS3. But as far as the Dark Souls games, I mean, Dark Souls 1 is already back compat. I've already got that on my Xbox One right now. I've got the Dark Souls 2 remaster, and I've got Dark Souls 3. So unless they blow my mind with some upgraded PC textures on Dark Souls 1 and give me 60 frames per second, I think I'm going to have to pass on this.
I mean, that's fair. I'm a big Souls fan, and I won't be able to pass on this, I can tell you already now. Even though I get on here and I'm like, remasters suck, I still go fucking buy the remasters, which is retarded, but I'm a big Souls fan, so I'm excited about this. And I hope they do a nice remaster along of, Gears or Ratchet and Clank or something like that, I hope, but we'll see. And the price point's going to be the thing, too, is this going to be like a $60 thing, or is this only like $20?
Now, does anybody think that maybe this is geared more towards the PlayStation fans? I mean, From Software seems to be.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do we know if this is coming out on Xbox as well? Has that been announced, or is it only
in the reports and the articles I read? It says they're building the remaster to coincide with the launch on the Nintendo Switch, but they're porting it to PS4 and Xbox One as well. This is all not confirmed stuff. This is just, reports that everybody seems to... And when all the media and YouTubers and all kind of get together and start talking about this same thing, it usually turns out to be true. So
it's definitely interesting to see what they're going to do. It would be nice to see more PlayStation games actually be remastered and brought over to both consoles. I would actually like to see the Kingdom Hearts remastered and brought over to both consoles. And especially with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming.
Preach, girl.
Yeah.
Even the Final Fantasies, they're only PlayStation exclusives, correct?
Well, the older ones.
Yeah,
not the newer ones. Yeah.
So
And I think that was mostly because the 64 was the competition for the PlayStation 1, and they couldn't do full motion video, which they were doing in a lot of those older Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
No, that's true, but I just mean even the Ratchet and Clanks, to bring over, just for variety. I don't really mean more or less
Triggered.
No, how's it triggered? I just mean the devs deserve to have these games on more than one platform. And if they're older games, I think that they should actually start to focus on making them multi-plat instead of exclusives. Because let's be honest, PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 or even PlayStation 3 games, and even some Xbox 360 games, really don't need to be just just
Greg's
those
Kingdom
consoles.
Hearts Z's. He's falling asleep.
Funny. Well, I'm not talking about Kingdom Hearts anymore. So, but just in general of any of these older games, they've already been played. So why not make them multi-plat now instead of keeping them exclusive? It's not like they're the ones buying your consoles.
Money.
Right.
But they're not buying. They're not helping sell consoles. So
if they bring Demon Souls over to the Xbox One on a remaster, then that's definitely a day one buy for me because that's the only entry in the Souls series that I haven't been able to play.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. That's what I'm talking about.
I think a lot of people would probably
See,
agree with
Luca
you.
agrees with me. I don't know what she's agreeing on, but she agrees with me.
That's a bad thing, Luca.
That's not a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. Agreeing with him is not a good thing.
Luca is a
Luca's in trouble.
prime gamer to get a collection like that for Dark Souls. Because she's talked about Bloodborne and, Dark Souls 3. I think that would be a good jumping on point for her for Souls.
Are you trying to win her heart? She's mine. Stop it.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways.
Oh shit. So
That just got
yeah.
awkward.
When it comes to
Yeah, dude. It's okay.
well, not for me,
hey,
I'm the jealous one.
Oh, we got to make her feel welcome. So might as well make her feel awkward at the same time.
Okay,
just
that
kinda
works. Welcome
that
to
way.
the Xbox community. But but yeah, when it comes to this, what's it called? Was it Demon Souls?
Yeah, Demon Souls.
Yeah, even if it's like leaked information, things always get mixed around, he said, she said, so it might not be accurate, but it'll be cool if they do this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people on the Xbox side would love to play this, but you never know, because there are certain reasons why PlayStation have their titles. If they had a part in making certain games, it stays on their platform. We can't touch that, do you know what I mean? So it's not about like it sells or it doesn't sell anymore. But Sony put money so they can keep it as one of their titles. Do you know what I mean? So,
Do we know that Sony put money to keep Demon Souls an exclusive, or was that just how From Software developed it?
No, I was just saying that as an example to all the other games that xshewulf was like, mentioning, like
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ratchet
Kingdom
Clank's never
Hearts
coming
and
to
Ratchet and
Xbox, I'm
Clank
sorry.
and stuff like that. No, it's okay. But it would be cool if Demon Souls does come this way. I heard about like Dark Souls, the first one being remastered or anything like that, which it would be better if they remake that game and fixed a lot of the stuff. And from what I'm saying, from what I heard through Tim, certain levels weren't even completely detailed and stuff like that on the first Dark Souls game. They didn't finish it.
Now,
So-
on the PC, I think you had to download a patch to get it to run at 60 frames per second, even if you had a capable rig.
Yep.
So,
Right.
yeah,
So even
there were a
then,
lot of restrictions.
It would be cool if Dark Souls gets remade like Gears did, not just a remaster. And it would be cool for Demon Souls, because I didn't know about that one until now. For Demon Souls to be available on multiple platforms, so that would actually be really cool.
Yeah, this is the first that I heard about Demon Souls too, so
Right.
that's got me really hyped up over something that I was like, oh, that's a total pass for me. No, I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, so that's kind of the end of the news topics for tonight. So GKB, back to you.
Sweet. All right, let's go get into our first game. So, some new information has come out about the Sea of Thieves. They are launching an alpha tech test this weekend. So some lucky gamers.
Wow. 1,000 lucky gamers.
Yeah, 1,000. That's kind of a limited run too.
I
like,
want in.
that's
If you're
interesting.
listening, Rare, please. I filled out all your surveys. Just let me in, please.
E-begging like a mofo right
I
now.
did. I literally filled out every survey they sent me just to like hope that it would like.
Crap's gonna be proud of you, e-begging.
Yeah, Mister. I want to be the captain.
I did Captain
Then
now.
when I told him that the captain goes down with this ship, he's like, "No, I'll be a coward and just jump off." I'm like, "Some captain you are."
Fucking exposed.
Yeah.
So, what did everybody think about the trailer and the new gameplay and all that kind of cool stuff? Go.
It's amazing. Oh my god, the mermaids! I am so excited to see the mermaids. I want to see if they're like.
They're only
gonna
like when your
drown
ship
you.
like crashes
She
and burns.
just wants your mermaid.
I want to see if they like drown you and stuff, but I like the whole treasure aspect of it and everything. Like they're making it a lot more intriguing from the details that they've shown, and I still love the graphics. I love how adult they look, but at the same time still keep to that rare feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that
Of
I've always.
adorableness.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't say some of those characters look adorable. They got some pretty
No,
ugly looking characters in there, but.
No, not that. The fact that it's
Haven't you
colorful
seen some of their looks?
and
Yeah, she's talking about like the colors and all that cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I thought like
the game style, and she's talking about like their faces.
Yeah.
She's like they missing. She's like they're missing teeth and shit.
You see that stubble on his chin? Oh my god.
Hey, either way, they still like I don't know. I love the look of this game.
I agree with you. I think the look
Yes.
is really cool. They did some like with the realistic ocean and the foliage and stuff. It's not really realistic the foliage and stuff, but it like they got this stylized with realistic water. It's a really nice mix and meld that they're doing there, and they pulled it off like perfectly right now from what we've seen. I just hope the rest of the game is like that. Like, to be fair, a lot of these tech tests and demos are just a slice of the game and kind of built for this. So
I know a lot of people sit and tell me that I shouldn't think this way about it, but I still get that big fear of them doing this whole alpha testing thing the way that they're doing it.
Don't you put this bad juju on
I'm
it.
going to hold on.
Bad juju.
There was the
Don't
whole.
you do it.
Okay, this is an insider program. They're calling it the insider.
This is not the same parallel as Fable
But
Legends. It's not the same parallel.
He said it.
He did
said
He
it.
said it. I didn't. He said
Yep.
Hey, as
You
long
were
as it's not
going
as bad as the Titanfall 2 tech test, that's fine.
Yeah,
No, that's not
important.
what. That's not.
Oh.
Fable Legends was amazing though. If you actually got to play inside of it, it was actually a gorgeous looking game.
I'm inside you, bro.
Ew.
Whoa.
It's not supposed to be like
We
that.
just lost 10 viewers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
guys.
did. Anyways, no.
Mature
Like,
content warning.
I'm
If you all saw
referring.
Sausage Party, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that
Go for
movie
it.
was just.
It wasn't even Noof. Oh man, what happened, Noof? He took your jokes, man.
Yeah, no. Anyway, seems someone
Yeah,
wants to
see?
keep cutting
See,
me
Laced,
off.
don't jinx. See?
Well, I
That's
can't
what I'm talking
knock on
about.
wood. I can knock on glass. Will that make it
I
better?
don't think this is the same parallels. Like, Fable Legends was a completely different game, and Rare's rare.
Yes, but we have
And they're
the
knocking it out of
curse
the
of
park now.
delays and all this other shit.
Oh,
like,
she
this
said it.
year.
But when people played Fable Legends at the E3s and all the conferences, they didn't really like the game that much. They thought it was kind of weird. But when you seen people going to E3 and all that kind of stuff playing Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
they're all smiling. They're like, it's fantastic. It plays great. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I heard more
So,
positive about that one.
Yeah, and that's
I stood in a line for an hour at E3 just to jump on there and play it.
Yeah,
So,
see?
I mean, and that wasn't just me. I mean, the whole thing with Fable Legends
was
is
terrible.
they deviated so
First.
far from the Fable realm.
say that
That's
was a
what
first.
made that fail. With
Well-
Sea of Thieves, this has Rare's stamp all over it. Game
Right.
dynamics, the graphics, everything that makes a Rare game that great, you see it in Sea of Thieves. So
Absolutely.
the alpha test, there's something that they need massive more input on, so they're going to bring people in to test that out to get rid of that bug, and we're going to see a beta for this, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
just-
agree with you.
so
I'll
they
chime
want to
in
make
every
sure
real
this
quick.
comes out and it's
I just don't want it delayed.
pretty polished.
I guess is my biggest thing. I just don't want to see a
Well,
whole bunch
you
of
can't delay a
delays.
game if they haven't really said there's a hard date for it.
I guess, but I don't want it to be like freaking constantly being dragged out.
I think
either.
we're okay. I think Rare's gonna be fine.
That's a good point, though. I mean, I think, haven't we been hearing, for the last year, that it's going to be Q1 2017 when Sea of Thieves is supposed to come out, so...
Yeah. And
Doesn't
now
this
they're
seem a
not,
little-
because now we're getting a beta instead of the actual release.
Okay, is this a beta or an alpha? Because I was under the impression it's an alpha.
It's an
alpha.
alpha. Sorry, it's an alpha. But
It's an alpha tech.
So it seems a little late in that process. I mean, I know we don't have a firm release date, but I don't think if we're having an alpha here at the end of 2016, the very end of 2016, I don't know if we're hitting Q1 2017 for a release date.
I don't think it's
no,
Q1 at
there
all.
was the rumor that. That's why I said beta, because there was the rumor that a beta is going to release in the first quarter of 2017. And then there was the rumor that this game would actually be releasing around the timeline of the actual Scorpio. So
Well,
So holiday.
So besides the doom and gloom, I thought the trailer showed off.
it was.
Yeah,
It was
I wanted to
amazing.
hear She-Wolf positive.
I know she's like,
feedback.
oh, it's gonna die.
I
It's going
did
down
say
like Fable Legends.
positive, though. I said it was an amazing looking game and all that fun stuff.
But they showed off
Okay.
the quest
Yeah.
for gold, which I thought was a fantastic thing, and insight on what the game what's gonna deliver. Because it's an MMO type kind of game, so it's a questing thing. So and I thought it was really interesting too, for the simple fact that you get a map. They don't show you where to go. You kind of have to plot your course and look at the map, look at your ship map, and figure out where to go.
Yeah,
And then when you get
that's
to the
so
island,
cool.
they don't show you where to go either. You kind of have to just figure it out. That's
Yeah.
fantastic gameplay. I think that's awesome.
You know,
Especially-
we're getting some people knocking this game. I see online about graphics and stuff. But you know what? That's never been Rare's thing,
Right.
is because it's stylized graphics,
Yeah, that's always been.
and that's
Rare.
what this game has stylized graphics. I mean, they look fantastic, but they're meant to look the way they are. It's for a reason. That also helps with animation, and they can add more stuff on screen by keeping the simplistic style. And that's just the way they look. Here's the good thing: it is Rare. Rare rarely makes a bad game. We can't really include the fact that they made those Kinect games because they were dealing with new technology, and those weren't even really games. They were more like tech demos. And you look at it, it's good to see them actually back on the ship, so to speak. And what makes me have high hopes for Sea of Thieves is how many of us played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, got on that pirate ship, and thought to yourself, "This is really cool." And wouldn't it be freaking awesome if I could bring, a half a dozen of my best friends to sail around the freaking ocean and shoot shit?
Yeah.
This is where it's going to be awesome. The only thing I cannot predict with it is how well it's going to sell, because it could be one of those games that's hot today and forgotten tomorrow. Which a lot of stuff seems to be nowadays. So let's hope that the multiplayer component in this game is fucking bang on, because if they do it right, they could have a sleeper hit of the year.
Well, and also let's hope they keep patching in new content to keep everybody engaged in the game.
Yeah, that's the key.
You know the one thing though?
Real quick, Papa said my new motto is besides the doom and gloom, because I say that a lot. That's pretty funny. Maybe I'll use that. And what's up, Bam? Sorry, good.
Anyways, okay. I was actually going to say that, I really wish the alpha was going to open to more than just 1,000, because I really think that this is a game style that's going to be one of those more friend-focused and kind of needing a lot more people. Unless there is a really good quest line and stuff like that, and possibly campaign mode that they're going to allow you to play, I think it's going to be lacking a little, and I think it could possibly pull some people away, not being able to play with your actual friends and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, if they have a social space where everybody comes to, and where you can join up, I think that will alleviate a lot of that problem.
No, I think that's a great point, because
it is.
With
It's
other
absolutely.
people, though.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. Yeah, as far as for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everything I've seen so far looks like a lot of fun, but with my schedule between my kids and work, I don't get to play games until usually later in the evening. So unless there's some kind of solo play opportunity, I don't know how much this game is going to have in store for me personally. I think the game looks awesome, but I'm still not sold on it yet. I need to see more of it.
And I'm not really one for sitting in a big chat with a bunch of random people trying to listen to them control a ship and stuff like that. So that wouldn't be as intriguing to me as playing with my friends.
See, from Rare, they're all about gameplay and stuff and making things fun and interesting. So I don't think there's going to be mechanics in there that's just going to be drawn out, mundane kind of thing. You see guys drinking and your controls get all wonky and you're playing musical instruments and stuff.
Mundane.
That's just Rare.
Every time I hear that, it makes me think of freaking what is that freaking movie?
I don't know.
It's another word for human.
Thanks to the 95 plus people watching us. You guys are awesome. We love you.
Amazing people.
Incoming message. Well, if you don't like the game, I've just got this to say to you. You can get out there and you can walk the plank.
I wonder if
He
the
does
sharks
it
eat
perfect,
you.
man. I was dying on community game time when he was doing that.
Do the sharks eat you if you walk the plank?
I would think so. But speaking of death, what did you guys think about the whole Ferry of the Dead kind of thing? And how that mechanic worked? They didn't really tell you how it worked either. They're kind of you're kind of down here. You have to ask the captain permission to get back to, the land of the living. So how does that going to work out? Do you have to pay? Does your teammates, if they're cool, have to come save you somehow or pay a ransom?
You do a quest.
Yeah,
it's
or
pretty
a
cool
quest.
if they added a new quest to your quest line. Hey, you just got brought back to life. Now you have to do this, otherwise you're going to be dead in another 24 hours.
Yeah.
If you die, can you just stay in this cool underworld and
It
not
looked
have
kinda
to
cool.
like
I thought it was
not
cool.
I would rather stay in the underworld. I would.
Sea of Thieves Part
Kind of
2,
just play down
Underworld.
there instead of coming back up.
Damn. So then we don't get to play because you're dead.
Yep.
But you can just die and come play in the underworld.
No, thank you.
They got a three-headed hell dog.
I'm gonna be fixing boats. I can't wait to be underneath and then putting little woods on the side for the holes. Oh man, that's gonna be so awesome. I'm gonna be engineer.
Yeah, that's a good
Thanks.
question, Fox. What do you guys think? Because they showed you sinking your boats and the mermaids save you and however that mechanic works. Do you have to build another boat? Do you guys have to go to an island and cut down a bunch of trees and build a boat, or do you have to purchase
Yeah,
another
let's
one?
do this.
How is that gonna work, man? That's
We
what I'm
gonna
interested
be
in.
living
There's
in this
going to be
game.
a lot.
I think there's gonna be a lot of gameplay too.
There's going to be a lot, and I think that's why you need you need a focused
crew,
group that is going to work with you. If this is how the
teamwork.
mechanics are really going to be, they're definitely going to need.
Now, that could be a great thing for this game, but also a downfall.
Well, yeah,
for like
'cause-
what Mike was saying, like if he's like late at night, nobody's on, he doesn't have anybody, he's not
Yeah, if
really
you
gonna
don't
play
have,
the game.
Yeah.
or you're just
Yeah,
don't have friends.
and if She-Wolf is dead, I mean,
doesn't
she
wanna
ain't
come back
helping
and
us
help us.
make no boat. God.
Yeah, for real.
well,
Ridiculousness.
Make
You know,
a boat
it'd be
and try to save
it'd
me,
be
I
pretty
don't
cool if they did something like what Elite Dangerous has, where you get insurance on your ship, and if your ship gets destroyed, you have to pay a percentage of the total cost to get it back. So you've got Geico for Sea of Thieves, 15 minutes saves you 15% or more,
Oh,
and
okay.
you pay your ship for a
You
certain
have to
amount.
pay
Geico,
for
we need
insurance.
sponsors. Why don't you come sponsor us?
Sponsored.
Seriously, you have to pay for insurance on this freaking ship game?
No, we're
No,
just saying.
I'm talking about the game he
yeah,
said, the
yeah,
space
Everspace.
game.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Elite Dangerous.
Or Elite Dangerous, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just brought that up. As
Like,
an
really?
example
Are
of
they
what you do.
really turning games into,
Well,
like,
don't
where
you want to like
have
save your spaceship?
What's next?
Fucking
Are you
realistic,
gonna
man.
start
Yeah.
paying, like, home insurance in Ark?
No.
They have
You're
job
like-
You have to pay,
simulator.
like,
They have job
You don't
simulator.
pay a monthly premium or anything. You just have to, like, if your ship gets destroyed, you can pay 10% of the total cost of the ship to get it back versus paying the
Hell
full
yeah.
cost to get it back.
Well,
I
now
want a company that says 5%.
I'm
That's what I'm looking
officially waiting for Ark to get home insurance now on your huts.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
No, that,
Anyway, we're off the rails. Let's go on to the next topic.
yeah, we always off the rails.
Gave me a great idea though for a fantastic next game for the Lego franchise. It should be just called Lego Space, where everybody gets to go in. It's a massive online multiplayer game, and everybody
That is
gets
the
to build
weirdest
their own
noise
Lego
ever.
ships and fucking build their own space stations and fucking fly back and forth to planets. That'd be awesome.
That would be actually kind of
Oh.
cool. I'd be down for that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's GK man.
But it has to be multiplayer, and it could, it could be like No Man's
Whatever,
Sky,
dog.
but
I'm not a camper, okay, bro?
Oh, what?
Triggered.
What? It's
Triggered.
CKB right
Oh
here,
my
people.
God, here we go again.
Oh,
So
shit.
next topic we're gonna talk about today is we have another iteration of a Dead Rising game. It just launched. I think everybody's got to play it. I hope.
What? New Dead Rising? Where?
And it's
Where?
starring my boy Frank West. And I want to see what everybody
That's
thought
his
about
bay.
That's my bay. I gotta get my bay shirt on now. So what everybody think about the game?
Wow, this is
Everybody
going
speak at once.
somewhere.
Wait,
So, this was a pretty fun
Don't
game.
everybody jump in at
Wait,
once.
I was gonna jump in,
Go
and
for
then
it, Fran.
I thought to myself, wait, GKB and She-Wolf played it. Maybe they should talk about it first.
No, go
Maybe.
ahead.
Or
Go
you
ahead.
should
Since
just
y'all got that
open
free
your
copy.
mouth and talk. Like
Yeah,
this.
Dark on
Oh,
messed the
okay.
place up.
I do that sometimes,
And he
She-Wolf,
calls me
but
a
you don't
camper
like
in
it.
the chat.
What are you talking about?
So I thought it was cool. I enjoy it. It's a fun game. It's a blast. I love Frank West's sarcasm. I'm so happy he's
Yeah,
back in
you
the
tell
game.
us.
He's fantastic. The customization is awesome.
I like the camera thing where you have to take pictures.
The selfie cam, yep, that's in there. He went back to Willamette to do some crazy stuff and find out what's going on.
How's
It's
the
very
gameplay?
nostalgic. for
Timothy
everybody that
says
played the
I've been
first-
replaced.
You've been replaced?
Whoa.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Whoa.
that means.
because you were saying how like Frank is like.
Oh, yeah,
him, so-
Bay.
Oh, okay.
I think the gameplay is awesome. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. Like, there's so many zombies on screen. The missions can get a little bit repetitive, but it's kind of one of those games where, it's go find said person, go do said task. It's, it's one of those type of games. It's not a big deal to me.
How about when you pause the game and you hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
Dude,
playing?
that's so awesome.
the sound
So
in the menus is so awesome.
I think that's why all of us were like, you definitely should play it now and pick it up now for this month, because playing afterwards would probably lose the effect of that.
Well, I love the Christmas theme that they're doing. Like, even when you're sitting in the start menu, it's like Christmas music playing, and you start up and it's all about Black Friday and everyone going evil and all this stuff. Like, it's a great concept to actually take a game like this and turn it into literally a season-based game instead of just doing like the normal. It's an everyday feature and you're just it's just every day. But they actually took
Now-
a very popular season and created it into this game, and I think they really pulled it off very well with that and even the weapons that you get.
Absolutely. I think somebody on Sunday on BGST was saying they might play this game like every Christmas just to get in the winter spirit.
That's a
But
great-
I don't know. For me, the the thing that really sold it when I've only played about an hour of it, I said earlier, but my wife was watching me play the first 30 minutes of it, and she started cracking up during the intro and everything. So the humor on this game is really spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much better than Dead Rising 3's humor. The humor was there, but I think it was more of a serious tone, whereas this one is really just, we're having fun, and I'm having fun with you.
Right. I mean, it doesn't take itself seriously and all that kind of stuff. But though the story is kind of serious, it has like serious tones and like what's going on. But they do it in this like B movie campy, Frank West sarcasm kind of thing, which they just pulled off and nailed it. Somebody was asking about the gameplay. I think it's super fun.
It's simple. The mechanics aren't like extremely hard to catch on.
Although I don't like the shooting mechanic that much.
I haven't got.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Major shooting stuff.
I haven't been a big fan of it on any of the games, but
I just like smacking everything. Like I kind of avoid using. Yeah, I kind of like avoid the whole shooting. I just like beat them with sticks and crap like that. I don't. Really
But for the panel that have played it, I've been asked this question too. What do you guys think of the graphics overall? Because I find them. The environments I find are nice, but I think sometimes like the characters and stuff are a little jarring when you look at them. They're not, I don't know, like up to the same polish as the environments and everything. And that could be due to like, performance issues and whatever, and they want to keep the polygon count down and textures down.
Well, guys, I apologize. I haven't been able to play it yet. It is on my get list, but I haven't picked it up yet, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. I see people playing it, and they look like they're having a ton of fun. But I do have one question for you.
Sure.
Did they bring back the Ben against him?
You cut out there and
I
if I
missed
didn't
that
hear
whole
that.
thing.
I said I haven't bought the game yet, but I'm hoping to pick it up. And I have one question for you. Did they bring back the banana hammock and the dildo gun?
I don't know. I haven't found that yet. I'm sure the banana hammock is in there.
I think someone said that it was.
Yeah.
Because they said they enjoyed running around in snow while killing zombies in it or something.
So Sajabot says he thinks the game looks fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me as an outsider looking in, the gameplay, like Twitch, whatever, like people show online clips and stuff, it looks really fun. And the first thing I look at is how fun and how many zombies are on screen and what you can do with your weapons instead of like graphics and stuff like that, or particularly the character, the way they look. It's cool, the environments and stuff like that, though. I see that. That looks nice.
Yeah, see, like...
but it just looks like more like a fun game, and like, you just go in there to kill zombies.
Yep.
So you want the action rather than, how does the graphics look and what's going on in the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Lay says, the textures are kind of bland. He's like, it's understandable since there's thousands of zombies, and there is a shit ton of zombies on the screen.
Yeah,
I think more than Dead Rising 3. For sure.
But I do have to agree, though, with the one thing that I don't remember if it was Mike or Phantom that said it, but about, having, like, playing this game every Christmas, like, it's definitely one game that you can always go back to every year to bring back just that funness. And people can even watch. It's not like you can enjoy this game with actually watching people play and not have to play it yourself. So it works so many different ways that they did with this game that it's always one that will be fun to go back and play with years to come.
I concur.
Yeah.
No,
Totally.
I'm running and I don't have a tissue.
Oh no, I heard boogies.
I do. I don't have a tissue.
So yeah, I'm a little salty because my brother was gonna pick it up, so I was gonna play it. So I might have to pick it up myself because he hasn't gone out there and bought it yet.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yo, DKB, what's that co-op mode like? Did you try it yet?
The arcade mode?
I did try the co-op mode. I'm kind of it's a mixed bag for me. Like, I played one game that was actually pretty good, and then I played a bunch of other ones from the matchmaking and stuff. Like, people just didn't want to like do the objective, so it didn't really make it fun for me. It's like one of those modes where you need like a couple of friends to do well and have a good time. For me personally,
Player co-op or is it 4?
I had 4. Like, it makes a team of 4. There's like 4 in there. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a good time though. When I had a good time, and the rest was kind of like
just kind of blah if it didn't.
Well,
work.
it's all based on like your teammates, because well, it's like it's like wave based and all that kind of stuff. So you need like a good team to like hold down and do whatever you need to do and all that kind of stuff. So
So it's a lot like Battlefield 1. If you don't have a team who's willing to play to the objectives, you're not really going to get anywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna get screwed. Really, and that doesn't make it fun. So
that's what's been going on. Fuck.
He just figured it out. No, I really like I like Dead Rising 4 because it's so unique and it's different than the other Dead Rising. And not only 3 was like that because 3 was darker than the other Dead Rising games, but now this one it's even more unique than the rest because of the whole Christmas theme and stuff like that. So
It's
I
a
really like
return
that.
to form.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that. It's fun. It was fun.
I agree.
I'm preferring Dead Rising 4 over 3. I mean, 3 was great, but it just felt like, oh my god, okay, where's the comedy and all
Right,
that
exactly.
we're used to? You
It
know,
had
it's
some
so
weird shit in that
dark,
storyline
man.
though.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't own it yet, so I've only been playing it with at friends' houses and stuff like that. But I think they're sick of me because I'm over there all the time playing this. So
They're like, get your own
well,
copy.
get out of
dude."
here. But I
Yeah.
mean, this one is one of those that it's a good pickup, and if you like Dead Rising, this one's a no-brainer. Multiplayer's always been kind of iffy with them in 3 and this one as well, but
Yeah. It's a fun game to even watch in a stream. Obviously
So,
not always, but yeah.
GKB, it doesn't sound like you've had enough experience with the co-op experience there to truly judge against what
Yeah.
was missing out of this compared to Dead Rising 3, where you had the co-op through the single-player experience.
Yeah.
But do you feel like if you had a team that was cooperating with you, that you
it'd be
would
total.
have a lot of fun with it?
Yeah, I did have a game where there was a decent team, and we got a pretty good ways, and it was a blast. Like, I had a lot of fun. But me, as far as like the co-op campaign kind of stuff, I mean, I've said this multiple times. I like to play the campaign solo the first time through, and then play with other people after that because I just like to be into the campaign. So, but the co-op mode's cool. See what
Awesome
we saw.
game.
Yeah,
Code of silence.
it's cool. All right, so hey Foxy, you want to do Foxy deals now?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's do it. Let's do the Foxy deals.
I guess.
Oh. All right, go for it. It's all you.
Awesome. Alright, so I found some deals for you guys on Xbox and PlayStation, so listen up if you want to save that money. And yes, we know that we saw some amazing deals over the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but here are some ones that I found now. And on deals with gold on Xbox right now, you can get Mortal Kombat XL for $20, and that's freaking awesome because it comes with everything. So yeah, I actually want to pick this up.
Heck yeah.
The next game they have on deals with gold is Dying Light. That one's like $24, and I believe that one also comes with everything.
That's
We
a good
have Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't really like this Amazing Spider-Man, but we have a Spider-Man game, so that's fun if you want to swing around. And the other one that I saw, I know, right? Where was I going? And then the other one was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan. That one's also on sale. Over on the PlayStation side, they have the regular deals and as well as holiday sales. And that is up to like 70% off on games like Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Doom, Call of Duty, the new one, obviously, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. They're all on sale on the PlayStation right now.
I can't say enough great things about Doom, so any PS4 owners that are out there that don't own Doom yet, use this sale, get the game, it's
Absolutely.
great.
It's a fantastic game.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love it. Over on Amazon, they have Star Wars Battlefront for $10, but I think that's just the standard one. And obviously, if you have EA Access, you don't have to worry about that because that's also on there now. On Amazon as well, Gears of War Collector's Edition with JD on the bike and the Steelbook case. That is $126, and it used to be $250. So that's a hell of a deal right there. They also have the Battlefield 1 Collector's Edition with the statue, and that's $80. And that's for PlayStation and Xbox. Let's see what else. There's a lot of Amazon deals. They even have Splatoon, which I mean I never said a Nintendo like Wii game before, but this is the first. So they have Splatoon for the Wii U for $35 at Amazon and Walmart right now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and for She-Wolf, of course, this is like the third time that it's been on sale. Recore is the collector's edition with the statue, $80 on Amazon.
If only I had the $80 to buy the damn thing.
Oh man, you won't even know.
I think Fox wants it too.
Yes, because it looks amazing. And then over at Walmart, they have the Xbox One S with your choice of a 4K Ultra HD movie, and I believe a game as well, for $250. Not bad. And Walmart always has those deals where they're like, hey, you want that movie? So you can see, the awesome HDR and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep.
All right, so that's
Speaking
deals now.
of your deals to throw in there, Walmart also has their X1 500 gig console with Battlefield. You can get like 5 Voodoo movies included in that.
Interesting.
And it's $50
Digital?
off, so $249 for it as well.
PlayStation
Nice.
4
Good
Slim
one.
is also $249 at Walmart as well for, I believe, the Uncharted edition.
Yeah.
And
Go get
if
them consoles,
anybody hasn't picked up the Halo Master Chief Collection Digital Edition with Xbox, it's $29.99 right now.
Nice.
That's pretty cool too.
Damn, that was also always going lower and lower every time I see it.
Right?
But yeah, like all these deals, I'm gonna try to put them in the link. In the description if the links work and all that good stuff. If anything, you could talk to me on Twitter because I'll repost all that stuff as well. And if you find any other deals, send them my way and I'll retweet it and all that good stuff. Back to you guys.
All right.
And for all you frosty Canadians, at Walmart right now, if you buy an Xbox One, you get a Final Fantasy free with it. And,
Oh, damn.
Damn, that's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's still on? I thought that was only last week.
and PlayStation, you get Watch Dogs too.
Nice.
I think I'd go with the Final Fantasy one over
Yeah, I would definitely get the
Watch
Final
Dogs.
Fantasy
Yeah,
for
for sure.
All right, cool. Let's move on.
All
to,
them deals.
Let's move on to a game that I don't know, She-Wolf and Fox got to play today, and that is Resident Evil Biohazard.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That stream, for anyone who would like to see some funny commentary on the new Resident Evil 7 demo, go over to Fox's YouTube channel because we streamed it today. And I kept scaring Fox every time I would turn around. I would like be ahead of her, and I would like tell her like, "Oh my God, Fox, watch out!" And then she'd be looking, and there like nothing would happen.
Yeah, you can totally hear She-Wolf's commentary and my
yeah, she was
character.
trolling you bad.
Yes, my character's like looking around everywhere on the walls and the floor. Like I was really paranoid. It doesn't. The funny part is that there was a lot of funny things that I was saying and I don't even recall. But apparently in the comment section, people are quoting me because I'm saying funny things and I don't notice because I'm literally paranoid while I'm playing this
She
game.
like closed this one door and then she's like, I told her we had to go out the door. She's like, oh fuck that door. I'm like, we have to go out the door. And then like, what was it? Oh, the thing in the fridge. Like we opened the fridge and
Wasn't it so gross in there?
Oh,
it
that
was,
fridge is
but
so
I
gross.
laughed.
Yeah.
I was sitting there laughing at some. Oh, another one was we went this one spot. I'm not going to give details so that anyone who hasn't played it can go play. But you go into this one room and you see some stuff going around, and she's like, "There better ain't be no babies in there." Like what? And then
We'll have to talk after the show about these babies.
and then everyone else is
I
like,
will
"She wolf
definitely have
likes
to rewatch
blood."
that
I'm
Twitch
like,
stream.
no.
Oh yeah,
Like,
somebody
it
in the
doesn't-
chat
it
was like,
doesn't
She-Wolf
bother
likes
me.
blood.
I'm like, it doesn't bother me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see how I like it because I laugh.
So what did you guys think of the game when you played it?
It was fun.
my-
I'm going
yes.
to make her buy it and play it.
Make
when
her
it
buy
actually,
Oh, wait, hold up. What? We didn't talk about that part.
She'll
No,
buy
Mikey
it.
buy it.
She'll buy it.
We had fun playing the demo. End of
She'll
story.
play it. She'll play it.
I think that the demo gives a great sense of atmosphere, but it's not really as scary as I'd hoped it would be. There weren't as many jump scares.
Hold on.
Right.
I'm gonna
some
cut you
freaky
off.
things that happened, but
I'm gonna cut you off right now because me and Fox were talking about this. We think because Fox did it a lot, she kept thinking something was going to happen.
Yeah, the tension.
But then nothing was really there. And that's actually one of the most scariest things in reality is when you think something is going to happen or that
Your
something
mind's
is
playing tricks
there.
on you.
Yes.
oh yeah, it
when
was
your mind-
creepy as hell. Like those mannequins in the attic, they really made me
Spoilers.
kind of wet my pants a little bit.
Oh.
It It's
scared
okay.
a little bit.
They
On
scared
the
Fox
floor,
too.
yes.
They scared Fox too. But
You know,
it's just
Yeah.
it's the whole concept of thinking something is going to happen, then something actually happening. Like that's like the whole same thing as like being scared of the dark. You're not actually scared of the dark. You're scared of what could be in the dark. And I think this kind of gives that same feeling where you don't know what you're walking into, and you really expect there to be something, but when there's nothing. So it kind of gives that anticipation of.
Oh yeah, no, it
what's
was
coming.
definitely creepy as hell. But I mean, so far from what I've seen, it doesn't feel like Resident Evil yet. But you know, for me, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 back in the mid '90s and late '90s, those were the games that defined me as a gamer. So I'm really excited to see the final build of this game and see what's going to come. Like, are we going to get into that science lab type atmosphere that we used to see towards like the third act of the old Resident Evil games, or is this going to be more of that creepy, scary kind of like what we see in the Outlast games? That's what I'm
That's-
really interested in finding out.
That's what this
Here's
game
what-
reminds me of.
Leaning more
is
towards the
Outlast.
Atlas kind
Yeah.
of thing, yeah.
That's what I feel
Yeah.
from this game is
Here's my
Outlast.
kind of assessment on it. I like the demo. I like where they're going with it. The graphics look fantastic. The atmosphere was definitely where you want it to be. Like you said, it's about what you don't see and what doesn't happen. That's almost as scary as just constantly knowing. Like the other Resident Evil games, you just started throwing weird monsters at you so fast that those games just became like an action series with weird stuff in it. This is really like more of a horror-based game. It's almost like
Good point, man.
but it's not Resident Evil. It kind of has a little bit of a PT feel, but I'll agree with Timodos in the chat. It's not PT, but it does have that sort of aesthetic to it. And I find, like, if you look at that old guy who comes out to the door or whatever, like, I don't want to try to ruin too much either, but and the pictures on the wall, it kind of reminds, you know, with Resident Evil 4, when you go in this first part of the game, the villagers, it kind of reminds me of that too. Like, it's
Yeah,
taking
no,
elements.
I completely agree with you there. I mean, part of me doesn't feel that this should be Resident Evil 7. Part of me just feels that this should be a Resident Evil reboot.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
essentially what I think it is too.
Yeah.
A reboot of some sort.
Like an alternate,
Which,
type
after
of
Resident Evil 6, they needed to reboot the shit out of that. I'm sorry. That's just the way it needs to go.
Yeah,
I
like
think it's
part
going
of
to get a
that.
lot of new fans, but it's going to turn off a lot of hardcore fans of the series, in my opinion.
See, that's the thing I was going to touch on too, Noof, is, you know, a lot of people that have played like 1 through 3 on Resident Evil, you know, were very set on the gameplay mechanics in that game, and then it went to 4 where they completely changed it up on you, and it became more of that action-based, like third-person over-the-shoulder type, you know, kind of gameplay going forward. And everybody, you know, was like, no, don't do this, and they played it, and it was fantastic, and then they went with that for a while.
Yeah.
And now they're switching it up again, and we're kind of almost in that same, you know, space again where, oh man, I don't want it to change. Like, just give me, you know, Resident Evil like it always has been. And then I think people are gonna get on board and play it, and they're being like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Citizen says it's Silent Hill / Outlast
Slash
and has
Condemned
nothing
slash-
in common with. Well, no, it says it has nothing in common with Resident Evil. We're
Well,
not
I mean-
saying they're the same games. We're saying the style of this demo had the feel of those games. Like
Well,
personally.
GKB, he brought up a great point. With Resident Evil 4, they rebooted the gameplay aspect of Resident Evil,
Yeah.
but they didn't really reboot the storyline. With
Oh, yeah, it's
Resident
kinda
Evil
still-
5, they added in that co-op element. With Resident Evil 6, they failed completely, and now we're at Resident Evil 7 where, you know, where are we going forward from here? Are we still relying on the history of the previous 6 games, or are we kind of
It doesn't
going into
seem
this
that way.
blind?
Right.
That's what I feel like too, but I want to see
Right.
what is that third act going to bring, because really it was always in the third act of every Resident Evil game that you got that you know, sci-fi tech scare where everything culminated and they tied all the loose ends together. How's this Resident
That-
Evil 7 going to bring it back to that?
Right.
Yeah, and I
That
think
oh
that's the
shit
interesting
moment.
part. The interesting point here is because we don't know the whole story yet, so it could tie into Resident Evil, like, you know, the base storyline somehow. We just don't know at this point, and it could be just a completely, totally new story and rebooting it in a sense, which I'm okay with that too because I played the demo and I thought it was fantastic, and I'm even more excited about like playing this when it comes out than I was. So there's that. Go for it.
I really enjoyed the demo. It was really fun, like playing it at the same time with She-Wolf. If I would have played it, I obviously would have been more scared, and obviously I would have taken my time a little bit. But it was really fun playing with her. But beside that, it didn't feel like a Resident Evil game to me at all. I remember playing Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the PlayStation with my brothers, and the whole time I was playing this, I was like, "Where's my pistol? I want my pistol. I don't feel
They
safe."
gave her bullets. They gave her
Yeah.
ammo and everything, but they wouldn't give her the pistol.
Yeah, and I was like, "This is not Resident Evil. Where's my, where's
Well,
my
they don't want to
pistol?"
give you the whole game yet.
Exactly, but I mean, it was a good game. Like at the end of it, I was kind of like, "Wow, that was really fun. I liked it. It was interesting. It kept me going and intrigued, especially when you're looking for stuff to find to open things or whatever the case may be." So it's a good game, I think, and it will be interesting to see the full release and all that. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I am intrigued by it, and I had fun playing the game. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna say the same thing. It doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game to me. But I mean,
That's
I'm okay
interesting,
with this
though.
change because I haven't enjoyed Resident Evil in a long time anyway. So
I don't know, like I still felt it still had like them Resident Evil like, sensibility to it where like you're picking up the thing, you have the inventory screen. Yeah, it's
Right.
different, but it's still
Yeah.
there. You still got to find
Right.
the key, you still got to find this. I still think it has those aspects in there that'll I think will, bring the hardcore Resident Evil guys over. But it could be a great thing like we'll never know. We have to wait to see.
yeah,
I agree.
sounds and it looks good right now though. So I'm intrigued.
I am. I thought the environments were fantastic
I
looking.
think everyone's intrigued with this game and what it's going to actually bring.
Oh my
Well, you
god, I can't
also
even
have-
imagine what it'd be like in VR. I can't.
Right. You also have to think of they're also looking at the new gamers coming in. I mean, yeah, we've been playing this since Resident Evil 1 or Elder Scrolls the first one or whatever. So they got to bring something fresh and new and different. That's this new generation of
Yeah, that's a
gamers
great
that are
point.
coming to try to pull them into the game too, and appease us that are like, oh my god, like the big fail of 6.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, at least they're trying to put out a great game after what went down with 6. And, I mean, it feels great. It's got the undertones of every Resident Evil. If anybody's ever played Fear, Project Fear or whatever back then, it's got that kind of, like, tension in it.
I agree.
So,
Oh yeah, I loved Fear. That was a great game.
and especially with like the shadows in the distance with the mannequins and all this other stuff, it gave me that kind of feel. But also Resident Evil, it always built on that tension, and then you get to a certain point in the story, it all comes together, and you get that big ugly thing jumping in your face or something.
Here's the big thing about this game, this demo that nobody's hit on the head yet. Here's what makes it even better. It's first person, and everything is scarier in first person.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed.
That's true.
If you're going to reboot another game, I can think of another game that would be freaking scary as hell if they went to the first person view, and that's Deep Space. Or Dead Space,
Dead
sorry.
Space, yeah.
Dead Space?
I would
Oh,
love a remake and a
Yeah.
reboot of Dead Space. Oh my god, I would love that.
Just
I
give me
would
more
not
Dead
play
Space.
Dead Space in first person. That just wouldn't happen.
Those things like charging after you, be like,
I like Dead Space so much, I think I would still play it.
I would play.
I would need a pack of Depends if Dead Space was in first person. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
great, right? The
That's
first person
so
makes
funny.
shit really scary. That's why the VR stuff is working pretty well with like the scary games, because it's right
Yeah.
in your fucking
Right in
face.
your
Right,
face,
right,
yeah.
right. Also, I want to add to what Noof was saying about
You just
Like-
about said Moosh.
almost, but I saved it. Thanks. Well, Noof was saying about like first person, also the sound. I was freaking out in that video
Yeah.
with the sound, and I know if you watch my video, like you're not gonna hear that because I'm talking and She-Wolf is talking. But if you played the game and you already know the sounds, then when you watch me, you'll know why I'm freaking out, because I can hear footsteps upstairs or
Yep.
next to
It
me
doesn't
or
have
Rattling
the
in the
and
creepy
hallway.
music. It doesn't have the creepy music leaning up to the sounds. It literally is like
It's just like
quiet,
dead
and
silence and then just
like, you
rattling and
hear
craziness
the
going on.
noises.
Yeah,
and she's
like,
like,
dum, dum.
she's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I was straight up
Makings of a great
paranoid.
game
So,
right there.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Is that upstairs?
yeah.
Or is that one in the kitchen? I'm like, oh, I think it was upstairs. Go look.
She's like, yeah, let's go upstairs now. And I'm like, you go. You tell me when you're upstairs.
I
Yeah,
did,
all I
and
gotta say
then
is
went upstairs, and then I'm like, oh, Watch it when you go around the corner.
There's mannequins in the attic, though. What were they doing up there? Who
didn't
has
see the
mannequins in their attic?
You didn't see the mannequins?
No, I didn't see
How
them.
did you not see them? There was like 5 of them there.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy looking around the corner and watching my back the whole time. I thought something
Well,
was
if
going to
you go
grab me.
far enough into the attic and then you turn around, they move one of the mannequins into right in front of the doorway.
Oh my
where
god, that
it's
was
like-
just me. Okay,
I
cool.
must not went farther in.
You
No, I guess
you
not.
see me reacting to that in
Yeah,
the
you
video.
do.
I
I'll
went
have
up
to watch
there,
that tomorrow.
and I was
No, that
like,
wasn't just you. I almost fell out of my chair when that happened. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that mannequin was
I was
there.
I
like-
turn around and I tell Fox, I'm like, just push it down the stairs.
I went up there, but I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm not going
We
to go
did.
any further. I'm cool right here. I'm
We
going to go
pushed
back
it
down.
down the stairs. And then Fox is like, imagine if we push it down the stairs and then it just comes crawling back up at us.
I'm telling
That'd be
you,
awesome.
I'm telling you, my imagination was thinking way more crazy things than what I saw in that game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then that mannequin.
That's what I
but
felt about the
you
basement
have
when
to
you
go-
open that like trap door and you try to get the key to exit the house, and then there's that entryway to the basement. I picked up that key and I turned around. And I was like, I'm not even looking down there. I'm going away. That's the end of that.
You have to watch that video though, because that mannequin gets her again later on, and it's so funny.
Cool.
You know what, guys? Isn't that hilarious that we all watch those horror movies, right? You know, when you watch a horror movie and you see the actor doing something, you go, "Why would you do that? Why would you even run in there? Like, why
Yeah,
would
don't go in there, bitch.
like, here I am, I'm playing this demo, and like the attic door comes down, the ladder, and I decide, hey, I'm gonna go up there. What's up here? It's like,
Yeah, you're that guy.
you criticize the movies for, like, is it just human curiosity or stupidity, or what is it?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a game, so you can't like progress unless you go to certain areas. So technically, it's just kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, they kind of force you to go in some
Right.
spaces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
Yeah,
but then you got people like She-Wolf, and she's like, yeah, let's go in there. Ha 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 ha.
GKB
Crazy.
was camping in the corner. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Well, I just thought to get that. You get, what is it that
Thanks,
you get
Citizen.
those machines? You get the lock rate. What is it? The
Drop,
vice
well,
grip?
Drop gave you
The
some
cutters.
credit. He says GKB didn't even notice the mannequins were there. Dude has zero fear.
Well, that's true.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like once you got the bolt cutters, why didn't you just go over and like beat the lock off that last door? Like, why would you have to look around for anything?
It would make sense, but
You know, the
I
game
mean-
doesn't let you use the bolt cutters to get out the door.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been out of that house in a heartbeat
Yeah,
as soon as
for
I picked
real.
up those bolt
I would have
cutters.
been beeline right for the door. I'm out. Later.
My whole body would have been through the window. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
even
right,
look
jump through the
for
window.
The thing, I would have just jumped out the kitchen window. Like,
Anyway, I think Resident Evil is going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to
Check out
play.
my video.
check out Fox's video.
I
watch
think
her
it'll
jump
be
and
a great
scream.
game. I don't think it's going to be what people expect from a Resident Evil, which is, again, going back to what I said earlier, I think it should have been a reboot, not Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree with you.
But like you were saying earlier, GKB, with Resident Evil 4, they really changed the gameplay mechanics, so it's not like this is outside of the wheelhouse of what Resident Evil does
Yeah,
with their
they've done
games.
through the
Every
game, yeah.
3 games, they drastically change
Change
things,
it.
so I guess this really isn't an unexpected twist.
I think that's cool too, man. It's like, they add something fresh and, and keep it relevant by changing things. So
Yeah, I give
Could
them
be a good
props
thing.
for that, definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, with what Outlast has done and how popular it's become, I'm not surprised that they're going about the newest game in this avenue.
well, let's be honest. Outlast was technically like an indie/AA game, and it got a sequel.
yeah.
So clearly, it did something right.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last topic, and then we're going to get into some questions from the awesome chat. Make sure you guys throw your questions in there. She was going to grab some of them, and we're going to talk about them. But right now, I want to move on to some speculation. AMD had their nice little reveal of the Ryzen CPU, and they even announced Vega at the end of the show, and I thought that was fantastic. But I wanted to bring it back more to Scorpio, and what do you guys think of Ryzen, the CPU, and do you think it's going to be in the Scorpio? I don't think Vega even has a dream or a prayer of being in the Scorpio, to be honest with you, but I think Zen's a possibility. What does everybody think? I know She-Wolf doesn't
That
care
is
about
hardware.
hardware.
That,
Yeah, I don't
that
care.
hardware talk, though.
That hardware
I don't care about hardware. Sorry.
I mean, it's all rumors at this point, but I think the Ryzen CPU, with everything that they're pitching about it, it seems like a no-brainer to put that into the Scorpio.
Do you think it's actually going to have...
price?
Because I know, Mike, like you're in the tech and it's kind of like your job, like me. Do you think it's going to be like a full like desktop CPU, or is it just going to be a derivative, kind of like a Jaguar type?
No, I mean, I think it's going to be a full desktop CPU. I don't see AMD trying to, or well, are they still AMD, or have they changed names over the years? I'm not entirely sure, but
No, they're still in there.
I mean, their goal is to get that processor in as many pieces of hardware as possible. That's how they're going to make their money. They need to compete with Intel, and I think that what they're doing with the lower cost but higher performance is really going to help increase that competition in the industry. Where maybe we're going to see the Ryzen in the Scorpio, maybe we're going to see an Intel chip in the Scorpio, depending on which manufacturer can really pitch the best price to Microsoft as far as trying to get that corporate sale set up.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to bring up like the Ryzen and the Zen CPU is because we've seen with the Pro, like if you're into tech and you know a lot about computers, like a big bottleneck of the Pro is the CPU side, because it's just using an overclocked, Jaguar CPU with old architecture, which really kind of hampers the performance a lot in those kind of systems and stuff like that. So if Scorpio even has a prayer or a chance of doing like native 4K, like the CPU is going to be a big thing for it, as well as the RAM and the speed and all that kind of stuff there. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring up this conversation and just see where everybody's head's at. Do you think it has a prayer? I don't think Vega by any stretch of the imagination is going to be in Scorpio. The price point would be through the roof for Scorpio and that GPU. I think it's going to be based off the Polaris, like the RX 480 or something like that.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head there with the processor being the bottleneck for the overall system. Like what we're seeing with the PS4 Pro right now, where we're and I don't know if this is just an issue of devs haven't had enough time with the hardware development kits, or if it really is the processor being a bottleneck. But we're seeing these Pro versions of games not performing at as high of a frames per second as the vanilla version. Which that to me, I mean, just my mind immediately goes to the CPU
Exactly.
is not allowing these textures to flow through at a high enough resolution.
Right.
I think that if they utilize the Zen CPU, if it can do everything that we're hearing it can do, then that's really going to allow for higher res textures, which I think gives a better visual fidelity than necessarily an overall higher resolution to the display. I think that that's going to be what's really going to separate the Scorpio from the Pro. That and the fact that like I said earlier in the podcast with that one space game that's like Elite Dangerous going VR, devs are already getting their hands on development for Scorpio, so we're seeing more support early on. They have more time with it, and if they have a processor that's going to relieve that bottleneck, that's going to let things flow through a little bit better, then that's going to be a lot of a change that we haven't seen so far from the PS4 Pro. I think that the PS4 Pro can do what we would want to see in the next-gen type of hardware, but I think devs haven't had the time, and I'm hopeful that the Pro can do more than what we're seeing. I don't know if it can or not. Mm-hmm. I'm not a software developer, but I have high hopes for both systems. I think that the Scorpio is going to get the edge, though, if they use this Ryzen ZPU. Or CPU.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. 100%.
I think Microsoft's going to go with AMD anyway. I mean, just the architecture themselves. And you look, AMD bought out ATI way back when. So they've been working with GPUs now for how many years? Mm-hmm. So their processors and their onboard graphics chips or anything like that, they've been working with getting both of those to sync up and flow the data that they need to put out amazing graphics. So and price point, that's the big thing too. Microsoft and Xbox, they want the bang for the buck, and they've already talked native 4K. So if they don't pull native 4K, they're in trouble.
Well, and one thing that I've always liked about AMD is not just with their processors, but when it comes to motherboards that are developed for AMD processors, they typically have a higher bus speed. Now, don't quote me on that because I haven't built a gaming rig in probably over 10 years now. But, if they have that higher bus speed, then that's really going to relieve even more of the bottleneck than what we're seeing with the CPU.
Yep. Yep. All right, before we blow people's minds with the hardware. Good.
I'll say this much. I think what happened here when Sony brought out the Pro, I don't think their intention was like we're going to bring out this all powerful console to make the entire gaming experience better. I think their intention overall was to really boost performance of the VR because they kind of launched it in co-ignition with that. But I think the narrative changed when Microsoft decided to say, hey, we're going to bring out Scorpio, because I don't think they had any idea Microsoft was going to deliver a console and do it relatively soon. So I think they're trying to save face by doing all these marketing ploys to make it seem like the Pro is the be-all, end-all. And why wouldn't they? Because they don't want to lose fans. If they're going to get Sony guys on the fence going, hey, we're going to hold out for this Scorpio because it's supposed to be like, the bomb. I can understand why there's a lot of that marketing magic mirror is going on here, but that's what I think the PS4 Pro was ultimately for, was more or less just it was a PSVR booster.
Exactly. No, I think the PS4 Pro was really developed around PSVR, and that they tried to add in the 4K checkerboard rendering as more of a direct competition to the Scorpio, which was announced at E3, and that gave Sony a little bit of time to try and bolster their efforts to compete against this. But I really think Noof is right that this was the Pro was developed for PSVR, and that
absolutely.
the 4K rendering, that's something that Microsoft is more targeting. And I think Microsoft has been really smart about this. A lot of people have given them a little bit of flack about letting third parties develop the VR headsets that are going to be compatible with the Scorpio. But I think with what we're seeing with the sales of PSVR being slower than what were anticipated, that Microsoft really dodged a bullet on that, letting these third parties develop the VR hardware. That way they can focus on what they want to focus on, and if the VR hardware sales or not, that's not going to tank the Xbox division as a whole.
Yep, I agree. Spot on. I think She-Wolf's got some questions because she's like looking at me like I hate this hardware talk.
You guys made a lot of great points. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna comment because they'll start going again.
We're nerds, okay? We like to talk shit.
Well, one of the biggest questions was, I guess, am I tired because I keep yawning? Everybody, no, I'm not tired. I have this thing where whenever I get like the slightest cold chill,
It's the hardware, guys. Every time you mention hardware,
well,
she falls
no,
asleep.
apparently it's been throughout the show. There's been a couple.
Because you knew this topic was coming.
But it's not. Whenever I get a cold chill, I literally yawn. I don't know. I can't stand being cold. So yeah. Anyways.
I agree, Citizen. No one really cares about 4K. It's about the games. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah. Solo has a question. He says, which this was actually a really good question. So kudos to you.
All right, Solo.
You think it would be possible for GameFly or Redbox to go digital rentals, and would it be successful?
Interesting.
Ooh.
It would have to be.
I think it would.
It
would let a lot of money go into GameFly's pocket, and same thing for Redbox. If they did digital rentals, they would be making so much more bank over physical rentals.
I agree.
I think that would tank developers, though, if they weren't getting the income from the Redbox purchases and the GameFly purchases of the physical discs. Then we're going to see a lot more developers going under, which is not good for the industry overall.
Unless they did it in a sense of like GameFly had to purchase each license every time they rented it out, because it would have to be a licensing thing at that point.
Whoa, they won't do that.
Yeah.
No, there's no way that Redbox or GameFly would go for that, because then that would increase the cost for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which would be great for developers, but then it's going to basically tank GameFly and Redbox.
How would they even regulate it, though, at that point? Like
how do you get the game back from somebody?
Yeah, how would Redbox say, okay, you're late, now you need to pay me? How would you get the... Like, how would they
the Xbox One, they had a system in place for this where you could share your game with 10 other people. That would give every digital game purchase 10 licenses.
Well,
that would be something that were still in place.
Renting it, though, I guess they could have a limit where when you rent a digital copy, you get it say for 7 days and then you lose. So almost like a demo. They could turn it into where it's a form of a demo.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it could happen. It does.
I agree. I think the rental service with GameFly and Redbox is already hurting developers as it is, because you're seeing less and less people buying video games, and a lot of that is due to people just renting them. With the GameFly service, you're paying $20 if you want 2 games a month, and you play them for a week, send them back, get the next ones.
Redbox, you rent it for $3 a night and then take it back. So
yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of funny because if you look at Nintendo, when they do demos and stuff on the 3DS and things, everything's timed, which is kind of interesting. Doesn't matter. You can have it for 5 months, but you only get like 2 hours on the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe they got to do something with the timer.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely an interesting idea, though.
I agree. It's very interesting. I don't know how it's going to be pulled off, but...
Hey, Brownie says, do you think the SKU is set... What? SKUs is set for... I said it right.
Okay. I didn't say you did.
I think you said SKU.
No, shut up! People are horrible.
She totally did, dude.
No, I didn't. It's set for at least... Wait, now I'm lost. God damn you. It's set for at least on version of Scorpio. Do you think Microsoft still is testing power/pricing models according to feedback?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
I think absolutely they're testing. Yeah, why wouldn't they? If they can get the performance out of a game that the average consumer wants to see at a cheaper cost to them, why wouldn't they be testing this out? I don't think we're going to see anything where they're going to do the 5 teraflop downgrade like what we've seen in all the rumors and fake news that's been spreading around. Mm-hmm. But, let's say if right now they're at 6.3 teraflops and they're also testing a 7.7 teraflop version of the SKU, why wouldn't they test it out to see which one is the consumer more likely to purchase? I don't think that they would put themselves into a corner where they don't test the consumer market to see what's going to be the most worthwhile for a purchase.
Well, I was just thinking of the fact of, like, I think they've already nailed down the hardware that's going to be in it, and I think that's where they're based, like, 6 point whatever T-flops they want to say in it. I mean, yeah, they can mess with some overclocking to get a little bit more out of it, and I think they're only really messing with, like, optimization at this point, like, to get the best overall performance out of it without, like, it melting and doing whatever else.
Well, that was the 6 teraflops that they quoted. That was just the GPU capacity, so they may still be testing out different processor configurations. That would be my thought.
Yeah, I mean, they could. But don't you think, like, with, almost, like, a year, like, even less than that now, like, they're going to announce it, E3, so they, like...
Oh, I'm sure by now that the specs are finalized, but I think in the previous 6 months leading up to now, I'm sure that they've been testing out different things, bringing in, different consumer groups to say, like, hey, here's this game running at this, here's this game running at this, which would you be more likely to buy? It's kind of like what happened in the pre-Xbox 360 days, where Cliffy B, he basically said, here's Gears of War at I think it was 256 megabytes of RAM, and then here's what we can do with Gears of War at 512 megabytes of RAM, and that's what convinced Microsoft to give the Xbox 360 512 megabytes of RAM, was they saw the drastic difference. Yeah. I don't know that we're going to have that big of a difference with the amount of RAM that's in the system, but I think everything right now hinges on the CPU, and I think that they would be a little bit foolish not to test different CPU configurations.
Okay, before we jump into hardware talk again, I'm jumping into the next question.
Me and Mike can nerd out for this for like hours.
Well, then you guys can come up with like a tech show and just talk all strictly hardware, because I don't want to hear it. Alright, so Scrotum says, what game have you Ooh, hey, that's a cool question. What game have you invested the most money in? DLC, expansions, skins, perk?
What, Advanced Warfare?
I think it would be Advanced Warfare, yeah. We learned
I would have to say,
Destiny.
For me, it would be Forza Horizon 3. I gave up on Destiny after the first season pass, where it was like the first 2 DLCs, and then they started coming out with more and more and more after that. I was like, no, I'm done. After 2 DLCs, I can't keep paying for more. But with Forza Horizon 3, I'm definitely getting the Blizzard Mountain DLC, which I feel like I drove through on the way home today. But regardless of that, I feel a little bit slighted because I paid $100 for the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, I got to play the game 4 days early, and I got the VIP access. But now to pay the other $25, I feel like that should have been included. That's just me. But because I really want that DLC, then that means that's the game that I've spent the most money on this year.
Well, it's a question this year or ever?
I think I said this gen.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, I'll go with Destiny for sure, because I've Yeah, bought it on multiple platforms, and I bought DLC and stuff.
Dang, Fox. You all in on
yeah.
that Destiny.
We bought the
I know.
DLC, but we didn't buy we didn't spend actual money on like skins or weapons or anything like that.
No, we just bought all the DLCs. But I mean, the DLCs, like the last one was like $30, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to you guys for getting me that one though.
Yeah,
We
we
also
bought
played
that.
Test.
So I guess
That's
technically we did
Thank
because
you.
we even bought somebody else it.
Yeah, so we spent a lot in Destiny. I think Destiny and Advanced Warfare is probably like our
Yeah,
tops.
well, we learned from Advanced Warfare not to buy supply drops anymore.
She-Wolf is still
She-Wolf
working
learned
with
that.
her addiction.
What bothers me with Destiny is you can see the whole map. It's right in front of your face, and you can't access those planets off to the side because you gotta have the stupid map packs. It's
Yep.
like, dangle the carrot in front of me, you dirty bastard at Activision.
Activation genius.
Last question is from Luke Taylor. Says, what do you guys think of the Call of Duty 4 remaster adding new weapons and supply drops through the update today? Do you think
Awesome
it ruined the
sauce.
point of it being a remaster?
What the?
No, I think this was planned, though. They said, hey, we're going to give you so many maps, and then in December, we're going to give you the rest of the maps. So I don't really think...
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
about
but
weapons
they
and
added
stuff?
supply drops and weapons and
That's different.
It's a Call of Duty thing. They learned that makes them money.
Makes some money.
So they're going to pretty much soak it up as much as they possibly
Let's
can.
think about this for a second. So it's Call of Duty, it's Activision. That's what they do. Like,
Come on, you can spend. I think it's like $10 on a dance emoji in freaking Destiny.
is it just
like,
skins though? Is there like pay to play?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's just skins and it's not pay to win, then it's not a big deal to me. Like, you don't have to buy that stuff. It's not ruining the game in any sense of the imagination, unless it's pay to win.
I think he's just meaning more or less because the game never had it before, but now they're
Because
adding
they're
it because
they're
it's a
adding new stuff
remaster.
that wasn't there originally. Yeah.
I guess it's
Yeah, that's
ruining the nostalgia of it, but
Yeah, that's weird to me.
As long as it's balanced, I don't see a problem with
Yeah.
it. You know, let's
But-
give us something new to keep the game alive rather
was
than
gonna-
just rehashing what we've had.
That's
Right.
what I was
True,
going to say. If they're adding new
but-
weapons, wouldn't they make the game a little more intriguing to people as well?
yeah.
Right.
Instead of
True,
just
but then
using
you have
like-
But you have to balance those new weapons out with the old weapons, though. That's
But
the problem.
That's the Call of Duty like life cycle though.
Yeah.
They nerf and like buff game weapons all the time. Like that's just what they do.
They kind of have it down to a square now that they just, they can just do it with like their eyes closed. So them adding this to a remaster, I don't think it affects them in any
It's
way.
bound to happen. Like they literally remastered it, so you would buy Infinite Warfare just to play the remaster.
Yeah, so
like
why not make more money off
Exactly,
of it?
like-
Oh my God.
allowing you to
As long
buy-
as we're not wall running in Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
yeah.
that's fine by
Yeah.
me.
I'm good with it too. Yeah, I don't.
When you can start buying booster packs and all that crap in that game, then there's an issue. Then yes, it has ruined the
But
game.
at the same point, like
I don't
if-
know about that for me.
I don't know if it's just skins or whatever, and you're still playing the game and it doesn't really change anything. It still isn't ruining the game for me. I don't think it should ruin it for anybody else.
No,
Well,
that's
do
what I
the
said,
new
I
weapons,
think.
are they just skins, or do
No
they actually
idea.
have new specs to them?
No idea.
That's interesting. Like, are they putting like Infinite Warfare weapons in there? That's going to be interesting. I don't know.
I don't
Oh.
know. Luke would have to answer that because I didn't even
Let
know
us
they
know.
had an update. So
I don't want a gun that goes pew 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 in like a Modern Warfare game.
I don't want any gun that goes pew pew pew.
right. Unless I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront, and then the game
Alright,
is
that's
supposed to
fair.
go pew pew
That's
pew.
half of the guns in fucking Halo because I shoot people all day long and don't drop them. Like, what the hell is this? A friggin' pellet gun? Like,
Nice.
what's up with the assault rifle? I can't shoot nothing with that thing.
Man, I might have to go try this hot mess of a game. I don't know what they're doing to my old babies, but I gotta try it.
DLC is great, but it cannot alter the game for especially the newcomers to a game because nothing turns you off of any game franchise than jumping into a multiplayer that not only get your ass kicked by people who are consuming the game like at 8 and 10 hour intervals, but then also getting in there getting blasted by freaking weapons and shit that people are paying for. That would like lose me altogether. I would be done with gaming real quick if that starts going on.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and end the show now. I'm gonna let all these awesome gamers, and I appreciate Mike and Phantom for joining us tonight. Really
No,
appreciate
keep
it.
going.
Always.
You guys are awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna let all the guys shout out what they got going on. We're gonna go ahead and start with Phantom. What you got going on, brother?
Just working on stuff for next year with Xbox Social. I got a bunch of big stuff launching. Got some raffles going out. We got in a couple Dead Rising 4 snow globes.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
We're going to give those out. Other than that, I'm just going to game it up because I haven't had no time to do nothing in the last couple weeks.
I feel you, bro. I feel you, man.
Like, all right, phone's off, headset on, I'm gaming.
Thanks, Luca. We appreciate it. It was a great show. We had a lot of fun, too. So what's up, Mike? What you got going on, brother?
Well, honestly, I don't have a lot going on right now other than trying to close out for my work life the year end, trying to get this calendar year finished up. Beyond that, I'm going to be enjoying a lot more Dead Rising 4, and I can't put Skyrim down, so I'm probably going to be playing a lot more of that. Other than that, I look forward to playing some more Battlefield 1 on the weekends and having a lot more fun with the rest of the Xbox community.
Awesome. Hey, Raphael, thanks, man. He says the first time here, and he said great show. Really appreciate that, man. We do it for you guys.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. All right, who we on to now? Noof, what you got going on, brother?
Well, besides the multiplayer stuff, I think I might tackle State of Decay tonight, actually.
Do it, bro.
Nice.
It's such a good game.
I want to watch Foxfire's video on Resident Evil because it sounds like
Thank you.
So I want to start State of Decay. I want to try to get back into my Witcher, and I'd like to finish off Recourse. So those are a couple of my objectives over the next little while. And besides playing Gears and Battlefield and all of the other games on Community Game Night. And don't forget, guys, we do Community Game Night on Saturdays, and it's a lot of fun. So make sure that you find us and add us and come play a game with us sometime. It is just an absolute blast. And
Amazing parties.
Console Corner Game Awards coming up here pretty soon on the 23rd. So if you haven't voted yet, make sure you do so. We greatly appreciate it. She will put the links out there for you. Don't worry. She's amazing at the social media stuff. So
She put them out for
Noof
free.
is awesome.
Wow.
Noof is the man.
Noof, would you like to just give our outros for...
Just do it for all of us,
Yeah,
bro.
you want to just, saves us from having to do it.
That's awesome, bro.
there you go. But, thanks for everybody to come and watching this podcast. Spread the word. Bring your friends. Tell them to come back next Tuesday. We're going to be here. We'll be talking more video game smack. So that's all I got to say for now.
That's awesome. That was the greatest outro ever, bro.
It was.
Damn.
What about you, Fox? What you got going on?
How am I going to top that, though?
I don't know. I don't even want to do
Oh,
it
man. That's a tough one. Well, basically, I'm looking forward to the holidays with the family, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And gaming with the community, of course. Game night, like Noof said. Besides that, YouTube. Maybe some more Twitch. That would be nice. And yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LadyFoxfire with underscores, obviously. So I'll be back on here next week with these weirdos. Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out and chatting with each other and answering our questions and stuff like that too. So I love how everybody hangs out on the chat and,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'll be one of those weirdos in the chat next week.
Real quick, before I let She-Wolf go, the VGAs, our Video Game Awards, the Console Corner Video Game Awards, the end of voting is today. So I know you were gonna say it.
You told me to say it, and then you do it.
Well, you can reiterate. See, so
Why?
make sure you get your votes in now.
That would be
Go.
say 3 times now.
Well,
Vote for Noof.
Okay.
vote for Fox. Vote for everybody.
The polls will officially be closed in about half an hour. So get your votes in at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Times. The polls will be closed for the Console Corner Gaming Awards, so make sure you get your votes in. The game for Saturday will be Battlefront.
It's in the vault,
if
people,
you
it's
have
free.
EA access, it is in the vault. If we don't have enough show up for that, then we will switch the game to one that is more focused on
What everybody's got.
that everyone has. And of course that is at
Gears.
9:30. That is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Xbox Live. Make sure you join. Everyone is welcome, and we always enjoy having everyone open. The chat does open at 9:30, and it does fill up fast, so please make sure you are there quickly because, again, it fills up fast. and it is first come, first serve when it comes to the chat. So, thank you everybody, and of course, I'm xshewulf. You can find me on Twitter and Xbox Live at xshewulfx with a U, not an O. And again, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody. We got a ton of stuff coming first of the year, so stay tuned for that. That's all I can really say. I want to talk about it so bad, but I can't. I'm GKB, aka the Governor. I'm gonna be on Xbox Nation on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Make sure you come rock out with us. I'm doing a show with Blam on Thursday, kind of a weird Q&A kind of thing, so that's gonna be a ton of fun. And then Shop Podcast on Saturday, and that's it. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking out with us, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Make sure you hit that like and follow and all that kind of cool stuff. Follow all these awesome people too, because they're amazing. So we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Miss you, Brutal.